swamped. And swamped. Swamped.
Reality.
Okay, folks, here we go.
Guys, here we go. Let's have a good show.
1B, stand by. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, like at midfield. Just go right now. Go to camera 3. 3. Go to the get perfect, just like that.
I'll just go ahead.
Yeah, graphics 2 is going to be up for the first. Okay. Go right now. Go to camera 3. Go. Yep. Go to the get perfect, just like that. No music.
I'm going to hand to Q, Sophie.
Wait for it.
On radio in the Canal Zone.
All right, guys, mic check.
Go ready.
Okay, Ricky, mic.
Yep, I am ready.
Wait for it.
Willie, mic check.
Yep, let's go.
1B, stand by.
10, 9, 8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and
we're live.
Okay, and go for it, guys.
All right. I have to laugh. I looked at the clock as we're counting down, and Ricky and I laugh about this because we still get a little anxiety before the show starts and the butterflies start flowing and everything. But anyway, we're on the air now, so no problem now. Let's do it. 8 p.m. Friday night, August 23rd. Here we are, happy hour at the Balboa Yacht Club. We'd love to see everybody here. It's a great night to talk Canal Zone, go back to the zone, some memories, some stories, share our memories there. And of course, as always, my partner in crime here, Ricky. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Willie, good to see you, brother. Good week, good everything once again. Great weather. But here we are, show number, who knows? We're just shy of 30. Who's keeping count? But 25 was like an important number. It's important that
It was.
We mentioned that, but we're so past that. Anyways, guys, Willie and I, as you guys know, we're both born and raised in the Panama Canal Zone. We're also members of the Panama Canal Society.
Yes,
The Panama Canal Society is a great organization that brings a large group of Zonians and friends together. This is exactly our intent, to bring you every Friday the Canal Zone. And to that, Willie, we will toast for our first time today. Salute to the Canal Zone.
Yes.
And to all our friends.
Absolutely. It is. It's, this is what this is all about, this show. It's going back to the Canal Zone. It's a community. It was a community, not just in the physical sense of the word. It was truly a community in every aspect. A lot of love for everybody there. Everybody was taken care of. It was just a wonderful, wonderful place to be. And this show exemplifies that. We have people that chime in all the time. There's Joni chiming in. Hi, Joni. How good to see you. And it's really cool that people from all different generations, different towns, different places that suddenly we've become friends here, if nowhere else, and because we're Zonians, it's easy to become friends. And that's what that makes this show so awesome, and so there's awesome. Leaf on there as well. Leaf, thumbs up if you got it on your TV. Leaf messaged me earlier, said, how do I get YouTube on the TVs? Cast it on your TV. If you have a smart TV, just go to the YouTube channel. It's SCN Canal Zone. Go to youtube.com/SCN Canal Zone, all one word. Or just go into YouTube and search the channel there. But a lot of people are doing that now. We saw in our analytics a few weeks ago, Ricky and I checked out that there's a pretty high percentage of people that actually are
80-something% up every month on people watching on TV.
And
Willie,
they kick back on there. It's a way to watch it like you watched SCN back in the day.
Like watching our podcast, which our podcast brings you guys real Zonian stories and experiences. We bring you our breaking news, our music, our sports. All our guests are Zonians. Our topics are Zonians. And we even use our Zonian slang.
Right.
And to top it all off, it's all helped by Zonian companies.
Yes, that's exactly right. And that's the great thing about it. There's that like we said earlier, that community spirit. And this started way back. We had a show one night, and after the show, Andrew Eftimitis just sent me a message. He goes, hey, man, I want to send you guys something, man, to help you guys out and whatnot. It was really cool. I wasn't asking for it, but Now we are, of course, because we're trying to
Yeah,
grow
now we
things, and
have
we've got a really formal program going. But you know, it's just, again, it's what the Canal Zone's all about, you know, and that's why we get people saying hello, chiming in all the time, and again, from all walks of life. You know, Noemi's hello, good to see you. Jorge Bonilla, love talking to you all the
Jorge,
time.
cool,
Yeah,
man.
Jorge's doing well up there in Atlanta, getting ready to retire in a year.
Kelly,
of course, our
very
great
own
friend.
realtor.
Yep, for sure. Love to have her on. Final flight queen of the air. So this is one of the gentlemen which I hope to get on the show that has contributed to a book, if I'm not mistaken, if this is the one. It's got a really cool story about a smuggling story and everything, but I'd love to have him on and talk to him about that book.
You know, Willie, I laugh so much because a lot of these movies like Scarface and a lot of these narco movies, and I'm telling people, I lived in Panama when all that stuff was happening, man.
It was really
you know, I was all, you know, we knew about all that stuff going on.
No doubt, for sure. So, and if you want, Steve, go ahead and post a link for you if you want for your book there, and share it with everybody. We'll put it on the screen.
High School class
definitely,
75. I got a little
VHS
bochinche on that tonight.
Heck yeah! So, Sheila, hello, absolutely.
Hi, Sheila.
Yep, in Mississippi from the '60s. Very cool, very cool. You know, interesting. We mentioned that today. I do a lot of promo videos and whatnot during the week on a lot of the different Facebook channels. There's a lot of Zonian channels out there, almost too many, in fact. But so I picked the ones that have a large audience. And here's the link there.
Willie, our job is
Queen of Air.
All this together.
Well, we're working on that. We had
maybe we'll mention some of those sites.
I think we should. I think that may be coming up here later on. But so today I posted and this is an old video, which, by the way, hopefully people don't chime in too late, because I realized after the fact that the video, I had made this a long time ago, and it was when we were putting on the show at 9 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. And so, but nonetheless, I posted it on the Society page, on Panama Canal Zone Zonians page, a couple others. And on that Panama Canal Zone Zonians page, we've gotten a big response. I've gotten like 90 comments and people telling me where they lived. Right, Gamboa.
Let's talk about that. How did all that start? What was the post?
Let's just do this. Why don't we just share it real quick here? Bear with me a second.
Here, I'll show off my. What do you call these? Scroogies, scoochies. ¿Cómo la vaina?
Oh, the
la porquería esta.
La porquería. Hold on, let me see here.
Scoochie, Scuffy, Scumpty. I don't know, but
yes.
it's the Canal Zone seals from Ruthie MacArthur's collection.
Yeah. All right, so this is the page right here on Facebook. Right, this is the group Panama Canal Zone Zonians. And so this is the post that I put on, and it's a video that I made, you know, several months ago.
Tell me, can you hear it calling? Come on down to Panama. I'm getting on the quick.
That's their original hit.
Come on down to Panama. I know for sure the time is.
Yeah, so it's not 9 p.m. obviously, but we've already got 93 comments on it. That was really cool. And everybody's chiming in where they lived, you know, Coca Solo, Farfan, Coakley for Susan Yoder just chimed in a little while ago. Right on. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Hold on. Give me some love here, everybody. Woohoo. Robert Wood, Balboa, El Prado.
Oh, yes. The best area. My teacher of many things.
There's a Gavlin, Diablo, Balboa, La Boca for Ray Beer Bomb, Pat McGarrigan, and Balboa. Yep. Carol Mendenhall Williams, Gamboa, and Balboa, right on. And then Andre Apple, yes, I read this earlier. That's true. Triangle between Balboa Road, Tavernilla, and San Pablo Street. That was cool.
Yeah, nice area. I love that place
for
up there.
Sure. Jim Parthenize, Corundu. Nice.
They had like good weather up in Tavernilla because they were way up in the hills.
Yeah, absolutely. They were high altitude. It was cooler there, wasn't it? Butch Ken, the zone was my family's home for 20 years. Every township was a new adventure from the Atlantic Pacific. Amen to that, brother. Absolutely.
Hey, we could pedal up that hill too without a problem.
Yeah, man. And riding down, listen, walk our bikes riding down, you had to be careful, man, because that was a lot.
Coming down,
yeah, man, some sharp turns too on that thing. But
you had to stop because that was Balboa Avenue right there. If you didn't stop on time, that was it.
I know, right? Well, that wasn't that. Didn't Al tell us a story about that where somebody went down and couldn't
Oh, a
make the
lot
turn
of people got hit. They
by the
couldn't
church
stop
by the
on
rectory
time.
there and went into that wall there or something. But yeah, that was pretty funny.
There's a lot. There was one or two of those stories. There was several kids that couldn't break on
Valerie
time.
Means, Balboa, Gatun, Gamboa, Coca-Cola, Margarita. Lord have mercy, you had a full passport there. Corundum Fort Davis for Diana Rodriguez, very cool. Elaine Lewis, Balboa, right on. Yeah, Elaine was at the game 2 weeks ago, the Panama,
The Tampa game.
Tampa game. That was really cool.
That's really cool. They did that for Panama.
Celia Cronin Miller, Margarita, and Balboa. All right.
Cool.
Ellen Anderson, Gamboa, Diablo, and Balboa. Yeah.
Everybody loves to remember those days.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And I'd like to mention everybody, God, we have so many there, but this was a lot of fun. And appreciate everybody posting and commenting on that. Tried to make sure I responded or reacted to each one because that is a lot of fun. And it's great to see all those names and see that so many people that some of these
chimed
are
in,
younger, older than us, but everybody lived in the same place. It was that fun place for everybody. So right on. Very, very cool stuff there. I was just had a lot of fun with that, and I was quite impressed when I jumped on earlier tonight with Ricky. I made sure to, as a dude, man, we had so many responses. It was really cool, man. So, and Leaf, yes, you got it on. Very cool. Right on. And then just jump on your phone and throw in your chats on your phone there, but you watch it on TV there. Where can I get the CZ Seal patch? Good question. We'll find out. We do have, we're getting our website built, and when we have that website up, we're going to have a Zonian marketplace in there. So if anybody
AKA El Comisariato.
Yes, there we go. The nice Gringo Panamanian way of saying it, right? From our Alabama Zonian here, Ricky Royo.
Straight out of Balboa.
Koozies, that's what they were. That's right.
Koozies.
Thank you so much. That's so, can't believe
I don't think anybody in the canal zone called these things koozies. Yeah. I think
shame
we had
on us for not remembering that name though.
We didn't even have that. We just put a whole bunch of napkins. Remember that? We would just wrap our beer bottle with napkins. And that
Look at Leaf calling you out.
Those were our koozies.
Leaf's calling you out. It says that you're a mentiroso, man. You didn't pedal up that hill.
Easily. We ask Larry. Larry and Ro can tear up that hill blindfolded.
Yeah, remember Ricky Roy was a Balboa Rams quarterback. Okay, so he probably
no, not for Rams, for Bulldogs.
That's right. And the Rams, you were a lineman.
I was a lineman for Rams.
How the hell did that happen? How do you go from a lineman?
You know what? I don't know, man. I used to crush people back then. So I was on a defensive line, and I'm faster than everybody. So I would just right to the line and hit the quarterback and whoever. That was when I was 15. I had a lot of fun doing that. I made it to the traveling team, but then I got hurt.
Right on.
The split in practice.
Yeah, I got you.
Double hammy. Pull the hammies.
So anyway, back to our community and back to what you talked about earlier, the Pan Canal Society, because we have some announcements. We have a big announcement coming up here. Still tightening up a few things on this, but we've always talked about the society, what the society does for the canal zone, for the community, keep this thing going, keep the entire story alive. And I'm a big proponent of keeping that membership going. I'm constantly talking about membership drives and whatnot. I just realized I got that shadow in my face again. Anyhow, so when I was interviewing Bill McLaughlin last month, we tossed around the idea just in conversation about a membership, like a gift-giving membership program.
Oh,
and
that's right.
And then remember we talked about it on the show, and quite a few people chimed in that think that's a great idea, that they would love to do it. And again, if you think about it, $50 is a membership for the year. Nowadays in 2024, to spend $50 on somebody for a gift is not out of this world. It's not considered an expensive gift for that matter. So why not give somebody the gift of a membership? So to that point, it's been bouncing around our heads for a while. Ricky and I have been talking about it for quite a bit. And again, we had a lot of good feedback from you guys out on the show. I remember Leaf Soline saying that his dad still gives him and his brother every year for Christmas a membership, which is really cool. It's something different. It's something that they're going to appreciate and use, and it helps, a bigger group as well. So we have a program that's going to start September 1st and go all the way through December 31st. And although it's technically a little more than 100 days, but we're going to try and do 100 memberships in 100 days. A little ambitious, but I think if everybody that's on here and we spread the word, we're going to certainly market this a lot. We have quite a few sponsors that have joined on to help us to spread the word and provide us the means to spread the word. But stay tuned. Next week, I should have a mock-up of what you're going to get because it's really cool. You get an actual gift card, and it's got on the back of it a lot of our sponsors. It has their QR code, so you can get some really cool things from them or cool deals and things of that nature. But let's all help the society grow. Let's either give yourself a membership. Okay, one of the keys to this, all right, especially for those of you that your membership may have expired, right? Or, there's certain deadlines you have to reach. And so it's $50 a year, but then there's always that $10 processing fee. So from September 1st through December 31st, as long as you buy the gift card through our program, they're going to waive that $10. So take advantage of it, especially those of you Zonians, which is not uncommon, that have let your membership lapse. Go ahead and get it renewed that way. Save that $10. Either way, you're going to get a cool little plastic commemorative card you can keep in your wallet. It's got a cool image of the Canal Zone, a very iconic image. And again, on the back, there's going to be some things that if you want
our sponsors.
Yep. I can
great,
already start naming some
deals.
that have committed already. Howler Monkey Sauce has committed. Al Sprague Panama Arts has committed. Kerry Leggett Comfish Panama has stepped up and committed big time. Larry Cicero and his solar panel organization has stepped up as well. Jerry Curtis with the motocross in Panama has also stepped up. Of course, Andrew Eftimitis, who's already been a great supporter of the show, has stepped up as well. So all of these
Kelly,
guys
did you mention
out.
Kelly?
Kelly's involved as well. Kelly Fenton with Kelly Fenton Realty. So yeah, a lot of great people here that are all Zonian businesses. So, in return, give them some patronage if you can, right? Coming around the holidays, think about that, guys. You got holidays coming up, Christmas and whatnot. Give somebody the gift of a membership. And at the same time, on the back of that card, there's some sponsors there. Order some of that Howler Monkey Sauce. Get it on Amazon. You can get that on Amazon and sent to you. It's delicious. They have 4 different flavors. If you're going to be going to Panama for this upcoming reunion, you have Las Cascadas there. You have Comfish Panama. You want to put together a great fishing trip. It's just, there's a lot of cool things going on. And all of it is revolving around this program to help grow our membership and give these gifts of a membership. 100 memberships in 100 days. Again, a little ambitious, but, Zonians don't turn away from challenges like that. And I think you guys can all step up and for sure help us out and help the society continue to give us these awesome reunions and all these awesome things they do here. So yeah, Leaf, exactly. When send this to your dad, make him send him, have him purchase them through us if you don't mind. That would help us with our numbers for sure. Yeah, and you get that Canal record. Absolutely. That's an awesome publication. I love getting that thing. As soon as I get
4 times a year.
Yeah, man. Really, really awesome publication. Laura, yeah, it's a great plan. It's a great idea. And like I said, a lot of you guys gave us a lot of feedback that said, yes, do this. I would love to have this. Lance Clipper has patches. There you go. Somebody was asking
Lance,
about patches. Well, there you go. Yeah, good to see you, Lance. Right on. So if you want, put your information up there in the chat, Lance, and spread the word, and people reach out to Lance Clipper if you want patches. I know that Ruthie MacArthur at Balboa Trading Company has quite a few patches. I don't know if she has the seal ones. I would imagine she probably does. She has Canal Zone Police ones, which we'll talk about that here in a bit as well. What we have going on there. And the what do you call those things, Ricky?
Aswalifi. I don't remember.
Short-term memory over
Guys,
here.
don't remember that word. Scoozy. What the hell?
The 5-year membership, in all honesty, I'm not sure if they can do one, but it's $250, which buy 5 of the gift cards, we'll stack them and make it a 5-year membership. It's still going to be the same amount of money. I don't imagine the society would have an issue with that. I'll double check for you, but I don't think that would be an issue. It comes out to being the same amount of money anyway. So, but yeah, right on. I'd love to be able to help you out with that as well.
Oh, but you do get a lot more when you get a 5-year membership. You get
for sure,
little pins.
But as far as the money amount, it's the same $50 or $250. Mm-hmm. So I would imagine the society would be happy to sell you a 5-year one and take advantage of the opportunity there. So yeah, by all means, if you want to do it, we'll let you know. I will have the information up as far as where to order these and how to order them and whatnot. I'm meeting next week to get the website hopefully finalized within the next week and a half, 2 weeks, but fingers crossed that we can have it ready to go so that as September 1st kicks off, we'll have a place where you guys can order these and we'll have them sent out to you. I think it's going to be an awesome challenge, guys, but 100 memberships in 100 days. and we give you a little bit more days because it's really about 112 days, I think, left in the year. So it's going to be really cool. But yeah, yes, thank you, Lee, for talking about that. We have started working on it. I've mentioned that a few times. I'm gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get a couple of folks on the line to start planning things out. I know Coach Cotton's gonna be available. I talked to my dad; he's gonna be available. Ed Dolan's gonna join us, but he's not gonna be available tomorrow. But we've got quite a few other Canal Zone police officers that are gonna join us. We're putting the hardcore press on Leaf's dad to join us as well. So should be a lot of fun. Who else is that? Melvin Oyer is going to join us. Jose Hyen's going to join us as well.
Kenny Gall.
Yeah, Kenny Gall. Yep. So we got quite a collection there. Should be a lot of fun to do that show. Anybody else,
Everyone's
if you're listening, Canal Zone
this.
Police, let us know because this one's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of great stories.
I've gotten a lot of comments too about that. You know, the Canal Zone Police. You know,
we've been wanting to have that on for a while, and of course that's something near and dear to Ricky and I, since both of our fathers were Canal Zone police officers. So we definitely want to talk about that story. But yeah, anyhow, that's kind of the whole Pan Canal Society thing right now. Stay tuned again for information on that membership. Spread the word. Every promo that I throw out there, you'll see our sponsors on there. Make sure you give our sponsors some love too. We appreciate them helping us out. They're going to help us grow this channel, get a lot of people more on YouTube. Go on YouTube, as you see on the screen here, subscribe, share it, like it, all that jazz. It's funny that I'm saying that stuff now because I love watching YouTube, and now I find myself saying that. Hit the subscribe and like and share. And all
I know. I always forget, but we're supposed to say that because that's really important.
You got to grow the channel. There's a lot of people that aren't on social media. There are a lot of Zonians, and I mean, heck, everybody tunes in. I've been reading listening to some audiobooks on YouTube on growing the channel and stuff, and there's some incredible things that I've learned on there. You know, for example, every single day, over 5 billion videos are watched on YouTube. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
5 billion per day.
So listen, our numbers are still like between 600 to almost 1,000
numbers are doing well
a week.
Yeah.
So that's
and we're limited
cool,
to just our social media audience, and that's again why we're trying to focus on YouTube, grow the channel on YouTube, because that one spreads. If somebody is into the, you know, in their algorithm on YouTube, if they like travel, if they like Panama, Latin America, fishing, this, that, and the other, they'll see it as well and tune in. So we might start getting people on that aren't Zonians, but they're learning from us here. They're learning from the chats here from you guys, and learning what life was like for these crazy Americans that live down in the zone, you know. But
and Willie, we got about 40 something people on right now watching this, you know, so this
really
is pretty cool.
So here's an interesting little trivia. Let's see who knows this in the chat. And again, we know we're about 8 seconds behind on the lag, so we'll kill some time and let this one percolate. And don't cheat and Google it. I know I can already think of who will probably Google it, but do you know what YouTube originally was started as? Because I started reading about that here, and what they're talking about is basically, you know, don't be afraid to change directions if something's not working, and they use their own example as YouTube of how it got started and then what it became and how, I mean, just phenomenal growth, right? So, but we want to put it on YouTube. There's a lot of reasons why it's the number one video sharing platform in the world. It's something that's accessed all over the world in all different languages, and if we can grow that channel, then we can start getting more people involved in joining us. Down the road, Ricky and I have been throwing around the idea of getting a historical component out of this, certainly with SCN Canal Zone. I mean, Happy at the Bible Yacht Club is a little more bar friendly, but we do have the SCN Canal Zone network. We have the website, we have the channel on YouTube, on Facebook. And so if we can keep a historical component of that piece and then get involved with, you know, preserving history, certainly with the Canal Zone Museum, the Pan Canal Museum in Gainesville, who we'll have on in 2 weeks. But also, you know, there's government grants out there available that can really help us grow this channel and do a lot of things. But we have to have some numbers in return and show that there is really a historical channel that's providing information to people. And so that's why we want to focus a lot on YouTube. But anyhow,
history.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You know, the history piece, talking about the things that we grew up talking about, you know, riding down Sosa Hill and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. pretty much everybody here in the audience can relate to that. It puts a smile on your face. You're like, yeah, I remember that. That's kind of cool. And you reminisce, you go back in time to those days.
Well, that's what tonight's all about.
Yeah.
To reminisce.
But to the outsider, to the non-Zonian that may want to tune into this show, there's a learning component as well. And so SCN Canal Zone as a whole, as a channel, could have that historical piece, attached on here as well. That'll help us grow the channel. But anyhow, so the answer to that real quick, YouTube was originally started as a dating platform. The three guys that put this together said this would be great. They actually went on
like to record something about yourself. My name is Ricky.
Yes.
I'm a really nice guy. I go on long walks and I watch movies and I cook.
They put on some ads locally up there in San Francisco in like Craigslist and in the Bay Area.
Yeah. Makes sense.
$20 per video. Upload your video about yourself just to get something on the site, and nobody bought.
Of course.
And then a little while later, they started to notice
swipe left, swipe right.
But check this out. So then all of a sudden, what they did notice was people started uploading videos, but they were just silly things. It wasn't anything to do with dating. And that's when they started thinking, hey, let's.
And now they got a Canal Zone podcast.
Are you kidding? And now, exactly, they got us on here talking about the zone and talking about Capira and all these Alabama,
Carrera,
places,
Cherokee.
So, that was it. But, that's the one. But anyhow, so again, stay tuned for that membership drive. Keep the society alive. Help us grow our channel here on YouTube. To our sponsors that have recently joined with us, thank you so much for that, guys. We're definitely that's going to help us a lot to grow. But let's get back to what we do best here, what Ricky loves to do best here, which is talk about this, that, and the other, a couple of these things, a couple of those things, with his favorite of all segment, El Bochinche.
El bochinche. El bochinche. El bochinche. El bochinche. El bochinche. El bochinche. El bochinche. El bochinche.
I can just see myself dancing with somebody. All right. Well, this is my favorite segment. But you know what, Willie? Is because we get to inform a lot of people about a lot of stuff. That's not your typical news stuff. What we have tonight, guys, is I want to start with something very special. 3 of our Zonian girls, they hate that I'm going to say this, are going to be grandmothers. But what it is it's the 4th and to some 3rd generation of Zonians coming into Earth. One is my little niece, Chicky Little. She has her 2nd on her way, Elaine Peterson's daughter. But we're not going to announce the boy or girl until they have this announcing party. I think it's either this weekend or next weekend.
The reveal, they call it.
The reveal. So we'll let you know whether boy or girl. But you know what? At the reunion, Willie, I got a couple of drinks with her husband. Great guy. Guy works for the PGA Tour. He's an awesome. Chicky married a great guy. So we had a couple of cocktails. I'm like, hey, why don't you tell me a little secret, man? Uncle Rick wants to know everything. So, hey, my wife's pregnant. And he wasn't supposed to tell anybody, right?
No.
So I'm like, all right, you can count on Uncle Rick.
He's just like you.
Not to tell anybody. You can really count on me. And hey, lo and behold, I didn't tell a single soul. So, but now Chicky announced it, so now I can say it on the podcast. So Chicky, Uncle Rick kept his promise to you. Second, my very good friend Carla Reese, her beautiful daughter, which I've met. Carla has 3 kids. Very, very, very well raised. And, they're raised like Zonian. That's what I mean, I hate to take anything away from what Carla probably calls it, but to me, those are like perfect Zonian kids, They really are. They're really, really, really good kids. Where her daughter, who's a replica of her, Chelsea, has a baby girl on the way, Maya. So welcome. We'll be welcoming them pretty soon.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, my little sister's good friend, Xenia Morris. Xenia was married to Tommy, right?
Yep.
Her daughter, Kelsey, has Matthias on his way.
Nice.
So cheers to our new Zonian generation that is going to be with us here real soon.
Salute.
Absolutely. Now we're going to move in to one of our favorite topics. We love to talk about our Zonian musicians, you know, and tonight we have a special singer. You know, last week we had Carla Vose.
Darla.
Darla Vose. Carla. Carla's going to kill me. Darla Vose. Yeah, Darla Vose. We had her on last week, and it was great having her beautiful voice. This week, we're going to talk about our very own Joni Voiles. Joni, look at there. She's so beautiful. Joni has been committed to the music industry now her whole life. So maybe for the last, I don't know how long, she's kind of stepped away from singing, but she's been telling me, Ricky, I want to get back into singing. And I'm like, Joni, go for it. You've got what it takes. Lo and behold, the girl gets the gig. Nice. What a gig she's got, guys. She is the voice of a nationwide touring company called Only in America, tribute to Reba. And that's Reba McEntire and Brooks and Dunn, which is Kix Brooks and Ronnie Dunn. So she'll be singing all their stuff, right? And they're going to be touring all over the place. And then that's the first set. On the second set, when she comes back on, she'll also be doing Shania Twain stuff. So she'll be doing a lot of this country music singing and going on this nationwide tour with the 7-piece band, which includes a fiddle. Excuse me, guys, this beer, Italian beer. It includes a fiddle player as well as those slide steel guitar players, Willie.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So right on to our sweetheart and our beautiful Joni Voiles. Yes, cheers to you, girl.
Absolutely.
Kill it. Do a great job. We're all behind you.
Well,
and
hopefully the show comes around here in Florida. We'll have to go see it.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. Listen, in September 14th, he's in Fort Pierce, the Summer Crush concert. So we'll be on doing that. And then November 15th, she'll be up in Sanford, Florida. I believe that's in the Orlando area.
Yeah, that's on the other side of Orlando.
Yeah, she'll be there on 11/15, November 15th. So she's got 2 gigs coming up in Florida. Guys, go check out our
that would be cool.
Joni Voiles, Canal Zone Music Extraordinaire. We love you, Joni.
Right
Thank you.
Well done. Heck yeah.
Right on, Joni. So we're going to move on to our beloved Causeway. You know, our Causeway is now humongous, right? It's not like anything like
it's not like what we were on.
It's big time, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Our beloved Causeway now has a cruise line terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's like these 2 worldwide, big like Norwegian cruise line.
Yeah,
can't remember the second one. I was trying to get it from my contacts in Panama, but we couldn't get. But anyway,
probably Royal Caribbean.
Probably, yes, yeah. I think that's it.
They stop on the Atlantic side.
Okay, I think it's those guys. Those guys now making Panama, the Causeway, their home base. So that's kind of cool that our Causeway went from us parking our cars on the side, right?
See what we started?
Beer,
That's what we started as Zonians, right? We made that place cool.
Yeah. Because you know why we chose the Causeway? Because you can see the cops coming from way far away,
no doubt.
And
There's
you can
only
stash your beer in the rocks and stuff.
Yep, it's the beer. That's what we were worried about. But anyway,
listen, serious business. Panama has really turned that into a tourism mecca.
Right on.
Well, guys. So anyway, there's these 2 Perico Island. You guys remember Perico?
Tio Ricky. Gia's daughter says hello.
Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, my niece. She's the coolest. So we'll tell that story later. But I love my niece. She's really cool. Represents the Canal Zone very, very, very well.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so Perico Island's where they have the terminal. That's the second island after the first one is out there, and then the second one.
Just to the left of Amador Beach.
Yeah, it's right in between those 2. We kind of partied on the right side. This is on the left side. So yeah. Correct. So according to AMEP, which is the people who run all this stuff in Panama, 240 ships have reserved a spot there for the coming cruise season.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, because apparently the cruise season in the States is like from now up until like February or something like that.
Right on.
Yeah, so 246 cruise ships are going to be docking at that place. Yeah, well, so that's really good about our causeway. On the canal news, and I'm going to report this because it's something that we have to know. You know, kind of it's kind of a negative, but we're not really a negative kind of show. But you know, the canal lost a lot of business. We all heard about all that. Well, the numbers came in, and unfortunately, it was 11.7% below what they normally get. So,
okay.
I mean, it's not as bad. I thought it'd probably be worse, but still, 11.7% is a big number. Big number.
Okay. Well,
But
get Andrew on to talk about that.
Yeah, it'll be nice to have him on. But as we've mentioned before in our breaking news episodes in the past, $1.2 billion has been put aside to expand the Gatun, or the water. So expand the water so that we can have
add another reservoir.
Add another reservoir and
Correct.
have more water
Yes.
capacity.
Yes.
Because when we were there, it was only a few of us drinking that water. Panama got its water from elsewhere.
Correct.
The canal zone got its water from the canal.
Well, but when that all started, remember, Panama City was tiny.
Yeah, correct. There was, there was 2
now.
million people, when we lived there. Now there's 4 million people.
Correct.
Well, now a lot of that water is used in the canal. I mean, in the city. So, they just need and first and foremost comes the people, but the canal's right there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're expanding that. So the future, I doubt this is going to happen anytime soon. But the rains are back, the levels are back up, but still just saying they lost a little bit of money. It's something we wanted to report because we have been reporting on all this canal stuff. Because Willie, when it was happening, I mean, they were dissing the canal pretty bad back, closing it down and the memes and the dry,
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah, absolutely. No, the rail line in Mexico, everything. It was,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And everybody was like, oh, we're going to put a railroad and beat you guys. And
yeah. All the foolishness.
Enough of all that, All right, guys. So we're going to move on to some more positive stuff. Listen, on another level.
Well, let me interrupt real quick with a positive note, because this involves a Zonian family that a lot of us know and love, the Payne family. We've seen a lot of prayer requests recently for Lewis Payne, and this just popped up 30 minutes ago from Patty. It says, worship through it. Lewis has been successfully removed from the ventilator, all by the grace of God, and each and every one of you praying for him, and Jesus working through the doctors and nurses. He still has a long way to go, but this is so good. Please have a minute to spare to continue praying for Lewis. So right on. Thank you, Lord. And Lewis, glad to hear that. Great news for the Payne family. Fingers crossed, and we'll keep saying prayers for you guys.
Right on. That is awesome. Good. Now that changes everything. Let's get to the positive side. So another thing Panama, Willie, is killing it in. We're going to be talking about Mary Kelleher tonight. Is how in coffee, Panama's like the best in the world, right? Not quantity, but quality.
Right.
They're the number one. There's no one can beat them, right?
For sure.
Well, they're also becoming like they are in coffee with cacao and chocolate. We're becoming Panama's becoming a power in that. Their cacao and their chocolate. They've got they must have the right soil for it. And recently in Guatemala, they had like a competition or something, and Panama performed quite well. So we're killing it in coffee. We're killing it in cacao. Yeah. Another thing Panama's killing it in is there's a new song, new hit right now in the airways as a remix of the Carlos Vive song Rosa. Whatever.
Well, it's the first on the show. You got Ricky Royo singing, guys. We want to hit record on this one.
You know what? I love that song, by the way. Carlos Vives is really, really good. I lived in Puerto Rico. He was real popular. Well, these 3 Panamanian kids, I mean, they're talking in early 20s, did a remix of the song, and it's popular all over the United States. It's like a big hit. So cheers to those 3 Panamanian kids that are in the States killing it for us.
Heck yeah, well done.
Heck yeah. So we're gonna move on. So that's kind of like all our Panama and our Canazo stories. This next boat changes to one of our very, very, very good friends that I got this from the Canal record. Laura Cossack, our Zonian paparazzi, happened to catch her in Bimini Bahamas.
Bimini
She
for everybody
was-
else. That's what they say in California.
What is it? Bimini?
Bimini.
Bimini.
Yes.
I'm like, Bimini skirt. No, mentira.
Well, it's like Capira, Bimini.
Yeah. Well, our Zonian paparazzi caught her there in the Carnival Liberty cruise with her
Nice.
beautiful daughter, Candace.
I did see some of that.
So yeah, so Laura, right on, man.
Right
And
on.
Willie, a little history on the Bahamas. I got a few things here that I researched and
Right
that Laura also shared. One, the good one is, our very own Martin Luther, not our very own, but America's very own Martin Luther King. He had a vacation home, so he was constantly there. Yeah.
Okay.
So right. So it became a colony in 1718, a British colony in 1718. This is before the Civil War, right? So of course, because England had all that area. So after the Civil War, right, when it was over and we won, the Americans won. The losing American side, they were called the Loyalists. They were loyal to the crown, right? They were the Loyalists. So those guys all got resettled to the Bahamas. So the Bahamas is like our version of Australia. It is to the British. They sent all the
almost like a penal colony.
Like a penal colony, right. So those loyalists were resettled in the Bahamas. Yeah. So this brings us now to my final story on the Bahamas. During the 1930s, the Prohibition years,
right?
The Bahamas was known as a gateway to the United States. Like our southern border, right? It was like you would get to the Bahamas, and the Bahamas, boop, you would sneak into the United States.
Right.
That's the way.
Right.
So during Prohibition, that's how a lot of booze got in, right? From wherever. So I don't know. When I was reading this book on the Kennedys called The Camelot or something like that, Camerons, the Camelot, right?
Yeah.
They mentioned that how the Kennedys made their big bucks, which is, Father Kennedy, the father, who was at the time U.S. ambassador to England, right before World War II when Chamberlain was there.
Yeah.
He was ambassador. Well, that's how the Kennedys got rich. They were bootleggers. Yeah, they were bringing in and it's in their books. I'm not making up bochincha here.
Yeah, no.
This is in that book, Camelot.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing. That's how the Kennedys became. So the Bahamas was the gateway to the Kennedys' fortune. So that's what we have in there. But listen, one more thing on the Bahamas. This is on the engineering side for all your engineers out there. The Bahamans, they were one of the ones that figure out how to get conch shells and create a seawall to protect them from hurricanes. So it's kind of like a engineering of their own. So right on to them, and cheers to them before we move on, because I still got a long ways to go to the Bahamas and to our Laura Cossack. Thank you, Laura, for that story.
Right on. Heck yeah.
All right. Moving on. Now we're going to go to the Southeast Reporter, David and Myra Seitz.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little story on Myra. This is all coming from the record. For those of you who don't get it, Myra has this cute story, right? So her and her husband, they move way out in southern Alabama, tiny little neighborhood called Castleberry, right?
Okay.
So she's living out there, and then she gets a phone call from one of her Los Rios neighbors, right? That lived next to her in Los Rios. Oh, yeah, you doing fulanito this, Solano the other. Hey, so where do you live? You get Castleberry. Really? What? Where do you live? I live in Castleberry too. They're neighbors.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So that's right from the record, man. Again, I'm not making it up. This came from the record.
That's very cool.
Sure my mom knows, because my mom thinks I make up everything.
Mm-hmm. That's why you're the
her
bochinchero.
name is Christina Marty.
Okay,
you
right
guys
on.
know her, but she was good friends with Myra Seitz, Myra Linares back in the day, but she's married to David Seitz.
Yep, from the famous Shorty and Slim group.
Yeah, and we love them. Well, I got more. I got this one, Lori Stevenson Snow Bochincha.
Right on.
Okay, cool.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, well, her company. I like to promote her company because she has what she does is she promotes and puts together.
She has provided travel for Zonians for so many years.
And she puts together these really, really cool tours. Again, out of the Canal record, it tells us that recently she had put 2 tours together, which Buku Zonians also went Bruce Homa, Chris, Brenda, Kevin Hines,
Nice.
Olga and Richard Phillips, which I believe is Kathleen's father.
Okay.
They went on a safari tour, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. So she does things like this. She organizes these things. So if you guys want to do some kind of crazy thing you've been wanting to do, bucket list, because we're getting at that bucket list age, she is the one that will set it up for you. You want to go to Egypt and then go to Greece and then go to Israel, boom, she'll set you up, man. She's that's what their company does. So in these safaris, Willie, which they go to all these different reserves and national park, they go on these open Jeep rides, right? Or like 3-hour rides, and they go on and cruise around, go see all the lines and stuff. And they're drinking champagne, eating caviar. So it's a thing to do. Guys, if you want to do a bucket list thing, hit her up for that.
Yeah.
Willie, last but not least, come on, Willie. I get one last mulligan.
Let's see it. Okay.
Well, this is good because I've been promising this to all the 75 guys.
Okay.
Again, David and Myra informs us on the record that there was a big, cool 19th Babo High School 75 party with a bunch of 75 graduates out in Peachtree City. I believe that's Georgia, right? Peachtree City. I mean, the Peach State's got to be Florida.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, Georgia.
Yeah.
Steve Tuckerman and his beautiful wife, Mary Kelleher, who's the sister of my two great friends, David and John Hewson was also there with his beautiful wife, Lorena, Joan Anstunes.
John and Lorena are in Dublin right now for the Florida State game tomorrow.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
We love talking about the Hewsons, man. They're a great family.
Cool.
And Lebet Garcia. So these are some of the 75s that we have them on tonight. Some of the 75ers are on tonight.
Yeah, Steve.
David Kelleher, my brother, man. These are all my brothers. Well, Willie, we got through the bochinche.
Hey, that was pretty good, and that was very entertaining. It was a lot of good information on there.
That was just the Zonian bochinche.
Oh, see.
Now we're going into the Panamanian.
Look how Ricky does that. He sets that up to get all complimented for having a brief bochinche. It turns out, please, it's
still got a little bit more. But guys, this is on the Panama side. We like to inform on our president and our mayor because really they're both doing such a good job.
For sure.
Our president, our pro-U.S. president, right? Just recently, guys, we had the U.S. Navy Burlington come visit Cologne. If you guys don't know what that is, that's that medical ship that the U.S. Navy has. That does all that humanitarian work. Well, they're there right now, actually. I think today and tomorrow is their last day. So they're in Cologne, free medical care, all kinds of different disciplines. I don't remember them all. I should have written down, but, trying to shorten this up. So, our president has that U.S. connection going on. And then, I think we've already talked about all his big projects. So I want to talk about this other one that brings us into the mayor. Right now, as we all know, we've been informing you that our president in Panama has been leading the march of the democratic elected governments to get rid of Maduro. Not in a bad way. Look, the guy lost the election, so it's like, hey, bro, you gotta give it up.
It's not so much get rid of Maduro as much as it is give the people of Venezuela what they've voted for.
Right, what they voted for. Correct. So he's been leading this, right? So so on the news, a lot of things that Maduro's been saying is that the U.S. is making Panama do this. Panama sucks ass to the U.S. and this and all this stuff, right? And so the mayor Meyer,
like he doesn't eat Chinese food every night. Maduro.
Right? No, he came out and he came out with this major
Chinese
comment because everything is pro-U.S. in my opinion. Right. He came out right now. He came out with a comment that said, hey, listen, without the U.S., we would be like Venezuela. If it wasn't them, taking Noriega out, we still would be under the, military rule.
Great point.
Because we don't have weapons, Panamanians are not going to,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No kidding.
And kind of like 1903. And by the way, I got involved with all the commenting on the social media. I'll show you, because I'm like, not only then, but also in 1903. So it's twice that they've helped us out, right? So the mayor came out and said this, and so there's a lot of at first there was a lot of throwbacks saying we're nationalists and da 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 da. Well, as the conversation got going, the pro-U.S. voice came out, and oh my God, it kind of like drowned them out because it's not that they're pro-U.S., it's that it's true history. It's not a lie. It's the truth.
It's I've heard it referred to as a patrimonial relationship, because the U.S. did help Panama to come to fruition and grow. And then certainly through the Panama Canal. If there was no Panama Canal, in all honesty, you look at Central America, how different would Panama be if it was a country than Costa Rica, El Salvador, Nicaragua? It'd just be another Central American country. What
selling
gives
bananas,
Panama value?
They would have their banks and their stuff, but listen,
maybe
the U.S.
not,
could have cited
that
the
came
U.S.
from the canal.
But
it became a funnel of trade, and everybody in the world now was going to Panama, and that's what made Panama grow. So you can't deny it.
No, you cannot. And I was just trying to tell him, Willie, look, the U.S. could have just done the deal with the Colombians. They didn't have to deal with the Americans. I mean, with the
Panamanians. With Nicaragua, they could just
Nicaragua. They had options, but they chose Panama. So you guys have to accept that. That's the truth. We have to accept that as Panamanians. That that's the truth. You can't just hide it behind nationalism, because it just doesn't get you anywhere. Well, anyway, so that's what the big shitstorm hit the fan there in Panama. A lot of hurt feelings, and then one of the ex-presidents came in and chimed in. Not Mayin Correa, but the one that was president. The first woman president in Panama. Right. She came out and said the same thing. Hey guys, we'd be like exactly like Venezuela if the U.S. didn't help us out. But anyway, so the mayor started a big problem there. But it's all been, like I said, the U.S. voice. Because look, Panama has three, in my opinion, there's three groups in Panama, political groups. You have your traditional parties, right? Your traditional families like the Royals,
left
the
and right
Arias,
parties,
the De La Guardias. They were there from the beginning, right? Then you have your nationalists, your Torrijos group, the Torrijos group, and unfortunately,
PRD and all those,
that's where my uncle came up through, right? And then you have the pro-U.S. group, which of course is all the Zonians and most of the people related to the Zonians and most of the people who have been educated in the United States, et cetera, et cetera. Those are your three groups. Normally, the pro-U.S. group has been the one's been silenced the most, because they've guilt tripped us for so long, right?
Sure.
Well, now the pro-U.S. voice out of the three is the one that's rising.
It's coming out.
It's coming out.
The voice was also silenced for about 40 or 50 years through some very strong efforts of China.
Oh, yes, of
influencing
course.
big time to erase the entire history of the United States.
Correct. So they can take over.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. So that's kind of, guys, what's been going on. But our mayor has, moved on from that topic. I just like to bring it up because that's what our job in this show is to inform about our mutual relationship between the U.S. and Panama.
And it's interesting that, for those that think that, the way you're kissing ass to the U.S. and no, that's not the case. And I don't know if you're going to be bringing this up now or not, in what's currently going on. But Panama is also standing up to the United States and saying, hey, you owe us some money to get these people out of here and put them on planes and fly them to these other countries.
They did. They paid. They got them all out.
Did. So
they found a bunch of terrorists
cozy as you think it is. Panama is standing up for themselves and saying, listen, these people are coming through our country to get into your border. You owe us some money. And they did. And the U.S. got them a big fat check to start flying these people out of Panama and getting them back to where they belong or where they came from.
And that's correct. So, it's all good. That's all good. Listen, our mayor, he's been doing this. He's got these two projects he wants to do. One is a pet hospital for everybody, probably free, or very, 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 very extremely cheap, and a 24/7 library. Like ours, how we had a ginormous library that was just a beautiful building, and we all had access to it. Well, he kind of went to El Salvador and saw what they did there with both the pet hospital and their 24/7 library, and he wants to replicate that. So not only does he want to do that, Willie, but he's also in Miami meeting with Google right now to bring Google back to Panama. At the same time, our president is meeting with the Costa Rican president because the U.S. gave us Costa Rica and Panama rights to get into the semiconductor business. We're the only two.
How about that?
And Colombia, but in Central America, Costa Rica and Panama got the U.S. approval to have companies build these semiconductors here. So right now, the mayor and Panama are doing everything they can to have Google establish themselves in Panama, Tesla to establish themselves in Panama, and of course, with Tesla comes their space program as well.
Sure.
So sooner or later, you guys are going to see a ton of cruise ships in Panama. You're going to see American tech companies in Panama.
They're going to launch rockets from Steven Circle.
Hopefully, that'd be really cool. No. From that one spot out there in Coakley where you guys used to ride because a lot of them used to shoot off rockets there too.
Yeah, it was rockets there. Well, we did those also by where we did Rams practice, which I think
in Balboa. I thought they didn't let your Balboa do that.
They didn't. In fact, my dad and several other Canal Zone police did a big for the Cub Scouts, a big, huge rocket.
Yeah, I remember that. It's Cub Scout. Yeah, we did that. Yeah. So yeah, guys, it's all good in Panama. I mean, I love reporting about this mayor. And listen, the last thing, and truly, I think that would be it, Willie. You know, Willie, that will be it. Jesus, it seems like it went so fast. The last thing is in Panama. This mayor in Panama, he has now in Panama, all you need to get a ticket is for somebody to upload a picture of you committing a crime, whether it's a vehicle or whatever, and you post it with like a face or license plate. Boom, they'll mail you a ticket, man, or a fine or whatever. So you're not going to see people parking wherever they want. You're not going to see people crossing the streets wherever you want in Panama. You're not going to see people wanting to take care of your car anymore in Panama. I mean, this is just
you let somebody piss me off, man. With my graphic skills, I'll have you up on murder charges, man. I'll put together any picture you want, man.
Well, no. They also have, if you submit fake pictures, the penalty for that it's pretty brutal. If you submit fake pictures, so they let people know that. Well, that's it, man. Drum roll, it's over. Da, 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 da.
Drum roll on the microphone. Very good. Well done.
Not bad. Well, and very tonight's just you and I, so we have we do.
We're pacing ourselves. That's what we're doing. We're pacing ourselves, right?
Yeah, let's let our audience know. Willie and I want to take once every 4 weeks or once every 8 weeks. We just want to do our own show by ourselves and just have fun with you guys and
make a show about
whatever you guys want to talk about. And we're
gonna have some little bit of fun here in a little while. We're gonna do something
in a little while, but we got to go through what we call our first segment, and it's really structured, guys. So we do all this stuff by our structure. So coming up, hey, Pat Williams, it's always good to see you. Yeah. What's the mayor's name? Meyer Mizrachi, 36 years old, techie. Yep. No political background, no political experience.
Yeah, so he goes by the nickname Mayor Meyer.
Mayor Meyer.
Yeah, he does. And this guy really
they call him Chacalde because he cuts his hair like the Barrio Boys. And
he's a badass.
He's earned his he's street cred. He's earned his street cred.
He's doing a lot of good things, and he seems like he's doing it for the right reasons. He doesn't seem like he's trying to run a grift like everybody else. He's actually doing the opposite. In fact, he had a bunch of people.
So is the president, man. So is the president.
It was. I remember seeing that video a couple months ago where they pulled up to the Asamblea building, and he's walking there with his camera filming in all these cars that all these people are getting from the government to use. He's like, y'all don't deserve that. You don't need that. You're not authorized to have that. Give me that shit. And he took all the cars away.
All the cell
drive your own damn
everything.
Cars, and I mean,
you want an Apple cell phone? Buy yourself.
Unbelievable the amount of just a big old grift in Panama for everything. Man. They're just stealing
support. You can ask.
Listen, because you're taking the money from the people. Let's not kid ourselves. You're not pulling it from some magic tree like a lot of people want to believe. That money comes from the people itself. And when these guys are taking that, somebody else may not be eating, may not be sending somebody to school, may not be able to afford a car to get to work. I mean, it's just a lot of things that this guy's. It's refreshing to see, especially in this world that we live in today, where you have so much, ugliness in politics. And this guy's like, dude, I'm not part of any party, man. I'm just here to serve the people. That's it. I don't belong to a party.
So happy it's Panama leading the way.
Yeah, it is really cool to see that. So
tiny little Panama. And I don't
right?
mean it in a bad way, but we are a small country. Only
course you
4 million of us.
Yeah, I mean, there's more people in Florida, and it's like, right?
And
So-
listen, our soccer team is like ranked 20th or something like that.
I know
now.
it's amazing. It's amazing.
amazing.
Hey, Ruthie.
Hello,
Good to
Ruthie.
see you. Yeah,
One
for
of our
sure.
favorites.
And there's Capitan, Capitan on here.
Andrew, of course, a big sponsor of ours. We love you, Andrew. Hey, Andrew, I heard you guys are all sold out. Willie, why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're going to address that in a moment here. But
That's right. We're not there yet. Sorry.
We're getting there though. But we'll say hello to people. And Ricky loves Paul. Yes, he does indeed. Well, he can't help it. He's got that's in his
DNA level, guys. DNA.
It really is.
Jesus Christ.
It really is. And it you know what? It's a really cool history. You take the political animosity out of the equation completely, and certainly everybody that knows Ricky and I knows that we're usually
used to. We haven't had a political fight in how long?
We don't.
Now?
You know, we just got past that. I'm honestly,
I
I'm
swear. I even enjoy hanging out with you now.
Yeah, I know, right? It is kind of fun. It is.
Even your wife noticed that. You guys don't fight anymore.
Yes, a lot of people notice that. A lot of people still ask us, "How the hell did you two get together?" But a lot of people don't realize that we're cousins also. So
yeah, we're cousins. We're related, man. Yeah,
but no, Ricky has a fascinating story because his family really is part of the, founding fathers. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Your great grandfather, or your grandfather, or great grandfather?
Great grandfather.
Great grandfather was one of the founding fathers of Panama.
Side.
Man, it's an amazing story. They're related to Simón Bolívar. It's just a crazy, great story, And so, and again, all the politics out of the equation. That's just very historical, and it's cool that we get to share that and have that as part of our show. Somebody that really is part of the fabric of that country that we all grew up.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I'm so patriotic towards the Canal Zone. Right. Where they're so patriotic towards Panama, but I'm just like, it's not my fault. I was born and raised there. It's not like I chose to move there. And I'm just like you guys are. I'm patriotic. I want what I
and that's what the Canal Zone
for
does,
all the Panamanians. This is as patriotic as you get. I would love for everybody to have what I've had, or grew up the way I grew up.
Yeah, for sure.
In the system that I grew up in,
No, you have a fascinating history, Ricky, from both sides, because you have the Canal Zone side of it, and then of course that Panama side that's real. I mean, it's very historical, no matter what.
Well, there are family members that are not too happy that my patriotism towards the Canal Zone. They're like,
no, it's
too bad, man. I never went to Panama schools. I never lived in Panama,
No, neither did I. Yeah. Neither did I. Never. I mean, the closest that we would come to what would be a Panama school would be St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. Yeah, right? St. Mary's.
Because that wasn't part of the public school system. That was a private school. But nonetheless, it was in Balboa. It was in the zone. And the curriculum was all in English. But, but we did sing the national anthem, both the American and the Panamanian.
And the Panamanian.
That was cool. That's how we all knew it. Now, of course, we don't remember it now. But nonetheless, it's a cool history. It's fascinating, and that is a fun part of the bochinche there. I know that we kid around about it being long and everything, but it's history of our country that we grew up in, right? So, and this is what this show's all about. So,
correct.
We can't dismiss it or walk away from it. It's part of what we do. And in all honesty, I think most people do find some interest in it to one extent or another. And if not, that's your opportunity to pour yourself a drink and sit back down. And like Leaf now, you sit back on your couch and watch it on your big TV and enjoy SCN Canal Zone and all the cool stuff that are coming on. So, but switching gears before we go to your birthday segment, another thing a couple of things that we have in the works as well. We're talking about that Canal Zone police show. We also have something that's going to end up still in early planning phases. But I talked to Frank Pereira about doing a cooking show, right? Frank has a business on the side that does cooking, and it's really cool. He's got a successful catering gig there, and if you follow him on Instagram, you've seen a lot of postings over the years and just some absolutely wonderful dishes. So he's got the background in film and TV production. He worked for SCN for many years, as you guys saw on one of our previous episodes. So the idea is that he's gonna do some Panamanian dishes, a cooking show about Panamanian dishes, talk about them, how they're made, and then actually film it in segments, and then come on the air and talk about the segments as he's he'll be as our guest to talk about what he's doing there and show us all how to cook some of these things. We love these recipes, but we probably don't know how to cook them well, and he certainly does. The guy has got a quite the I don't know what you would call it for a cook, like a green thumb for somebody that
Yeah,
grows
he does.
things.
He does. Well, it's because his father, DeLuca, man, he's been a cook forever, you know. So he's been around him his whole entire
Another
life.
Canal Zone police officer, you know, but for sure. So that's going to be fun. We're hoping to maybe even get something in the works there, and I hope they're not speaking out of turn, but with Howler Monkey Sauce, because love those sauces, and Tommy Ellis and Conan Herring, fantastic product. I love using that stuff, and we might be able to somehow, if we can, incorporate that there. They are sponsors for our membership program, so I definitely appreciate that from them. But we might want to get something there to you know. Kind of the idea would be that if you know, when Frank is cooking one of these, you know, whatever the dish
Caramellolas.
Yeah, caramellolas. Yeah, of course. Very, very Latino, this guy here, right? But have him tell us, or maybe even either Conan or Tommy tell us which of those hot sauces is best to accompany that dish. So you can get the full authentic flavor.
And for us to learn too, you know, when we do our homemade sancocho or
sancocho. Listen to this guy.
Or come on, Willie, I'm not going to change my accent. I keep telling you, I'm not going to go from English to Spanish accent. I'm not going to do it because I actually hate people that do that. I don't mean hate, but you know what I mean. I catch on to them like
it's a pet peeve.
Why do you got to change your accent? Just Gonzalez is Gonzalez, you know. Vasquez is Vasquez, you know. Jesus Christ.
Look at him.
Well.
But nonetheless, that's going to be a very cool
legitimate question here. But I want to leave that for another show that they asked. You know how my dad got to the Canal Zone. We'll talk about that on another show because we really do want to get on.
Great question though, because that is part of that was an actual component of the Canal Zone police. And again, we're not going to.
Yeah, we're going to hold on. But Carl's family, his mom and my mom grew up together. They were like, you know, very, very close friends. I think they went to college together. So the Draxets and the Royals, yes, we're very close. We're very close. And listen, Carl, we are going to talk about it. I'll just take up all the show if I do, man, because I love talking about the Royals, man. So, we are going to talk about my dad and you know, and when we do the police and you know when he was a cop and you know, there's some interesting stuff there. But Carl, thanks.
That was a transitional period for the police.
Yeah,
when that happened.
There,
so
right on.
Very cool. But
cool.
You know, again, your dad was a BHS graduate. Let's not forget
55.
That.
Yeah, he was. That's what people. I want to let people know.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to birthdays because you know that's a special part of our show. You know, we always like to let everybody say, you know, that's celebrating. We like to tell them happy birthday.
Yeah, and if you have a birthday that happened in the last few days, if you're not named on here, again, we apologize ahead of time. But feel free to throw it in the chat so we can wish everybody a happy birthday. But go ahead, do your thing, brother.
All right. Well, listen, guys, happy birthday. We always start with the 81s. You know, we don't want to jinx our good luck here, Willie. Wade Coombs. I don't know if you guys remember him from Gamboa. Happy birthday, Wade. He's a good guy. I loved him. Oh, my favorite, Allison Garber. Her birthday's in a couple of days. I love you, Allison, if you're out there listening. Thank you, and happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you for having a birthday.
Risberg. I love her, too. Great Zonian. Gianna, I forget her name. Gianna Rodanici. We went to school together from the Rodanici family. I think her mom or her dad were teachers, something that we're going to talk about later. Yeah, and then of course to heaven and a very, very close friend of us, Kyle Barsness today. Now the 20th is his birthday, so happy birthday to you up there in heaven, Kyle. A very, very good friend and dear friend of mine. I actually have a card that he sent in second grade to me when we were, you know, back then in St. Mary's when you were sick for a couple of days. The nuns would have everybody write a little get well soon, and you know, when you come back to class, you would get them, and you would read them. You were so happy. Well, my mom kept them for some reason. Kyle was like, "You better get better. I'm gonna beat you up."
Right on.
I have it. I told his brother I would give it to him. Well, we're gonna move on. Buddy Hallett. He's one of the older Zonians. Happy birthday, Carla Ria, Tanya Pujo, one of our favorites. Evan Lee Empanada Tianken.
Yes.
Tianken. Last week we had a Tianken as well. Tianken. Evelyn, happy birthday. They call her La Empanada.
Evelyn's Empanadas.
Empanadas.
They're recognizing. There was an empanada show here in Tampa that she was in as well. They were going to do one tomorrow, but I think there's some issue, weather permitting. She wasn't able to do it, but we'll have her on one day. Maybe she'll critique some of those empanadas, or maybe show us how to cook empanadas.
I'd love to have her on. Talk about her,
cool.
how to make them.
She's right here in Florida,
Manoli
too.
Galindo, very, very good
Hey,
friend of
Manoli.
yours, Willie and Roby.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Yes. Yeah. And my ex-wife, she was good friends with her.
Yeah.
Chrissy Goodwin, happy birthday. We
Yeah.
love mentioning you. Leanne Thrift,
Right on.
Rosemary Wild, and Willie, last but not least, Janella Garcia de Alvarez. That is your
That is my cousin Jeannie. Feliz
Jeannie.
cumpleaños, Jeannie. Yeah, every so often some of my family pops in as well, so we got to sneak that one in. That's kind of one of those membership has its privileges thing, so. But yes, happy birthday to all of you guys again from Happy Hour at the Balboa Yacht Club in the SCN Canal Zone.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday indeed. And again, anybody that we missed,
Right
All
on. Now we are officially through my segment. Thank you,
Not
everybody.
bad.
Thank you.
not
for
bad.
coming. Thank you for
Hour, a
sharing.
little over an hour, but not bad.
Thank you
not
for
bad.
sharing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for sharing all that good information. That just makes your day, man. He loves
Yeah, it
that.
makes my
I
day,
think,
really does.
and you know what? He loves that bochinche music. We gotta, that's some cool.
I
tunes.
know. Good find, man. That's one of
Yeah.
the free musics too. So that was an awesome
Actually,
find.
that one I'm surprised, and I wonder, maybe there's a little bit of something there from. And maybe I shouldn't even say anything. Knock on wood, they haven't mentioned it to me. YouTube hasn't, because some of the other ones, like for that Spillway song that we had, that had
Yeah, we
Pitbull.
got trouble.
Yeah, they're like, you can't do that. It's copyright violation. It's not that you can't, but then you can't monetize the show. And to be all honest, I don't think we can reach a level to monetize.
No. And not only that, we get cut off from certain regions.
Yes. Now, in all honesty, though, they're cutting me off from, I think, like Bangladesh.
No, not from the last one. The last one was the we probably got cut off from here because it was
No. They don't.
Bangladesh. I think we can.
I'm telling you, man. I'll pull up
Bangladesh.
the email. I'm telling you, it's from some little rinky-dink country.
I mean, with all due respect,
Although,
Bangladesh.
You never know when Kerry Leggett may be there, because he's a world
Yeah,
traveler.
or
He'll follow
maybe
them
their
anywhere.
ships go through the canal.
Yeah,
So we don't want to
so,
diss anybody. We
want to make sure that any Bangladesh.
Well, we're kind of bummed out that Bangladesh does not get our show.
Listen, we have a huge following in Bangladesh. Okay,
Jakarta. I have a friend in Jakarta that watches.
That's
So,
right. We've had people
if you're
from
there,
Romania.
thank you for being on.
We've had people watching us in Australia, in Iceland, in Romania, in Amsterdam, in Jakarta, Japan. Come on now. We've had broadcasts from Japan. Are you kidding me? We had Coach Bales walking around in his backyard on his phone in Japan at 10 o'clock in the morning. That was so cool. Yeah. So yeah, we're a global network, this SCN Canal. So we're no longer limited to the Isthmus of Panama. So how about that, huh?
Yeah.
So that's some good growth there. But well done on the birthdays and everything in your Bochincha segment. Like I said, it was well done. It was entertaining. It was engaging. So right on with that. So
yeah.
So now let's move forward again. This is kind of one of these solo shows that we're just talking
Having
about
fun.
different
I'm
things.
loving it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not on any time crunches per se. We're not,
Yeah, because
concerned
there's a
about
little
that
bit of
stuff.
stress when we have guests that we have to get through things quick, and we're worried that they're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and they're going to lose their shine, so to speak.
Yeah, no, it's true, because we see them in our waiting room, in our green room here.
Yeah, I know. We can see them right down there, and we're like, oh,
But, and every so often when you see in there, you see these kind of faces like this, and,
right.
And they're
right.
like,
That's why we have to do
okay,
that.
we'll be there right now, and we have a private chat that we can actually communicate with them during the show that nobody else can see. And, hey, almost done. Probably another 3 minutes, man. And they'll be like, yeah, right. It's Ricky. I'm like, all right, well, no worry. We'll be on shortly. Yeah. But, so nonetheless, the other thing I wanted to show you guys, I recently bought this book. I'm all about the books now, especially after getting that book from Edith Barkowitz, Edith Crouch, which again, I can't rave enough about that book.
I know. I have it close to me all the time. Look,
yeah, if you do, hold it up. There you go. It's a big book, guys. But I mean, it's absolutely incredible.
Everything is
book.
backwards. I'm not used to the backwards, but I'm getting better.
There you go. Look at you.
Is that backwards?
Hi, I'm Ricky. I'm new to this. I love TV. Okay. No, it looks good. You're perfect right there. But it's a wonderful 400 plus pages, man. And it's got all the maps, the old maps of the zone. It's got all the architectural drawings, buildings. Just a beautiful, beautiful book. Highly recommend that book if you want to have something that really will take you back to the zone. You do that, have that on a coffee table with a couple of Al Sprague pictures up there from Panama Arts. After you got back from your trip to Panama, you stayed at Las Cascadas or something, enjoying a nice meal that you learned how to cook on this show, some Howler Monkey hot sauce on it. Life can't get better than that, man. Life cannot get better than that. So
agreed.
Right. But anyhow, so we're talking about books. I had the other day I got a book on Amazon, and let me go ahead and share that screen here, because this one, it's a really, really cool book. Just some wonderful, wonderful pictures. This is actually the book. I'll put this ad up here on the screen, and you guys should be able to see that. This is it right here. The Panama Canal 100 years ago. It's incredible photographs. This guy, Jamie, I've seen him on Facebook. He puts stuff out on Facebook a lot. I've followed him on Facebook, and he just has some incredible pictures. Probably about 6 or 7 months ago, he posted some pictures, and somebody asked him about, the colorizing on it, because he colorizes pictures. The whatever technique he uses is the best I've ever seen, in all honesty. And when I got this book, I started looking, and there was actually a Kindle edition, which is really cool. So, I mean, $3. It's, gosh almighty, guys, get on that. There's a Kindle viewer online, so you don't have to actually have a Kindle. You can buy that and pull it up on a website, on a browser, and look at all the pictures. But well worth the price, whether you paid $19 for the paperback or $3 for the ebook. But just an absolutely incredible book, and I'm going to show you some of the pictures in it. Again, this is a book you should definitely buy, but just to see the ability and the colorization on here. And I want to start doing more of this. I know with Dave, we have our historical shows, and he brings a lot of pictures, and I know he's mentioned Jamie on here a lot of times as well. I think he's got a couple of his books also, and that's where I think he gets some of his pictures. But I mean, look at the colorization on here. This looks really, really good. It looks, if you ever seen, especially the early years of when they were colorizing, you saw a lot of orange and a lot of pastel like colors on them. It really didn't look like real life, But again, an amazing book here. So many pictures. This one is from 100 years ago. So you're talking about the 1920s and 1910s during those construction years of not just the canal, but the canal zone itself, and these are, of course,
and Panama City.
Yes, absolutely. Here's a Black Hawk. It's I guess a USS Black Hawk. So it's a warship going through there. Cristobal Commissary Storehouse. Look at that. That's certainly don't look like anything today, right? But yeah, if you have a chance, guys, take a look at this book, order it. It's got some really incredible photos. And so I figured, we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight, right? I mentioned earlier in one of my promo videos earlier in the week that we were going to have a little contest here. And I think what we'll do, I have a couple of items that were given to me at the reunion. Ruthie McCarthy, who chimed in earlier, she gave me some stuff from Balboa Trading Company. I've got a really cool Canal Zone hat. It's got the Canal Zone, the seal of the Canal Zone patch on it. Got a Happy Hour at the Balboa Yacht Club keychains that came in. Some Canal Zone decals, which are weatherproof. You can put them on your back windshield of your car. They're like 2.5 inches, so they're not anything big and obnoxious. And we also have some Happy Hour at the Balboa Yacht Club decals as well, if you want to throw one of those on. So we're going to throw a little packet together for whoever the winner is. But what we're going to do then, and we're going to look through a couple more of these pictures here and just kind of enjoy the sights and all that. But then we're going to have a fun little contest here and see if somebody can identify some of these pictures here. But this one here in particular is interesting. It's a Japanese cruiser. The Yahumo is at Pier 16 in Balboa back in 1920. Isn't that interesting? We think of Japan, World War II, they were our enemy, but actually in World War I, Japan was our ally, right? They were fighting against the Axis powers and whatnot. So here they are paying a visit to Balboa, to Pier 16. That's pretty cool. Here we go. What is this? Material foreman and truck for a quick delivery to the storehouse. Right on.
Nice. Yeah, it's a nice truck. It's like a cyber
All right,
truck.
So here's one we can recognize, right? Looking from Sosa Hill, looking south. That's the dry dock. Remember?
Oh yeah, the dry dock.
Going on the back of Sosa Hill towards La Boca. Right. And there's on the other side, of course, there's no Rodman Naval Base. Notice that, right? No highway over there. No Thatcher Ferry Bridge. None of that stuff's there yet.
Well, that's where the new bridge is going to go, right? Right down that road. Boom, across right there is where the new bridge is. The fourth bridge is going to go to to Arahan.
So now this is in Panama itself. Carnival on J Street and Central Avenue. Okay, right on. Look at that.
That's why I get
not quite the rowdy carnival you get now, is it? I know. We think of J Street. We think of perverted minds over here, right?
No, I just get my dad should make us go get our haircuts there, man. My dad was not into the long hair, man. Jesus.
Oh yeah, no, my dad wasn't either. But we wouldn't go there. We'd get ours at Gorgas Hospital. They had a barber up there at the hospital.
Yeah, J Street, man. My dad's hardcore, man.
And we would get the crew cut, man. Buzz that down, man.
Yeah, right down there from Chino's, like on the left side, like maybe 5 more stores down.
Right on. And Leaf, I do have scotch in here, just so you know. Okay, but I'm pacing myself.
Yeah, I'm out of beer, guys. We have to get to our.
Although we're out, you're right. We are at a bar, and we've toasted enough times, but we got to maintain some kind of a dignified.
I know. I've been pounding like 2 beers a show, Willie.
Yeah, and we don't drink that much, so it's but here we got a slide. This was a big problem in the zone, right, in the canal in the early days. Having to dig it out all the time. They had a lot of closures with the canal when it first had that. Think about it. When it rains for 2 and 3 weeks straight, that ground gets soft. The next thing you know, you've got these cave-ins and whatnot. Here's another ship. Notice how small those ships were back then.
I know when Andy showed us his ship when he was taking it through, he had about 1.5 foot on either side. If that
on the big lock too.
Yeah. And Andy just cruised that thing right through while he was chit-chatting with that. Hey, a little to the left here. Hey, a little to the right. Hey, Ricky, what's going on, man?
Yeah. Look at
Only
McGee. That's right.
At our show do you get something
Milwaukee's
like that.
Beast. Oof, that was some rough stuff there, no doubt, man. Even the locomotive. Look at the locomotives on there, right? That's the ones from remember you had one of them on display right in front of the Balboa train station.
Oh yeah.
The one that had the two cabs on either end.
Yeah,
right. And then the new ones that we saw that picture that you did on the spillway a couple weeks ago with the new Mitsubishi ones, where it was the opposite. It had just the one cab in the center.
Japanese made.
How about that?
I love Japan. I'm so happy Japan's part of the canal.
Yeah.
And Panama. Sure. They help a lot.
They do.
They give a lot.
There's another cave-in from Gaylord here. Pretty cool. Chris Jeffrey, sorry I'm late. Had to pop in and say hi. God bless the original Zonians and Alaska. Amen Chris. To that, brother. Absolutely. We'll let you slide on the tardy there, Chris. Don't worry. You get a free one. It's we're getting to the end of the month.
We got you.
I think you're good, brother.
Chris gets a pass. All our F-15 pilots get a pass.
Look
they
at this.
Did. All right.
By the way, so just so you know, David Dahlstrom is kind of far away today. He's actually messaging us. He's down in Panama right now. Yes, he is. And he's either out eating dinner somewhere or he might be at Cascadas, but we're tentatively going to have him and Captain Andrew join us next Friday to say hello from Cascadas and preview his upcoming show, because again, beginning of the month, first Friday of every month, we have our historian, non-historian Dave Dahlstrom on. So right on. Good to hear from you, brother. Yes, he is at Cascadas Lodge. There you go, guys. Absolutely. Let's give Cascadas Lodge some love here.
Let's give some love.
Let me see if I can find that video. Bear with me here a second. Ricky, entertain these guys. Sing a song.
Yeah, no, listen. David right now is in Panama hanging out with Andrew, and I'm hoping David, I think he mentioned in the last show that he was going to try to make some time and go to the Panama Canal Museum. And that is a topic that I really want to start introducing, Willie, is talking about that Canal Zone Museum. We really don't give them any love at all. Right. So maybe David can take when he gets back, give us a little something on what he saw there. But they are located in the old Casco Viejo, and they're well funded. But the whole thing is, I could be wrong, but I haven't even seen if they have any kind of relation with the Canal Zone Society. I mean, I really don't know. Something we need to get into.
It'd still be worthwhile getting in contact with them and whatnot, and maybe our historian.
Yeah, we can promote them as well.
That'd That would be cool. But you know what? It's just he's at Las Cascadas Lodge, and again, Andrew's been a longtime friend of the show. He's taken good care of us. He's jumped on the show live while he's trying to, he almost ran a ship aground talking to us at one point.
No, he didn't. He's a good captain.
He didn't. Of course not. He didn't. But he didn't even blow the horn either. So we gotta.
He owes us on that. He owes us on that.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that. I'm gonna have to straighten that out. Okay, well,
that's when you don't pay your bill. Oh, just kidding.
Now you start blowing the horn, and we'll get you a lot longer of a video here. But come on, we got to get something here.
Yeah, no, kidding.
Yeah, this is amateur hour tonight, guys. This is when everybody stand up. Open mic night here. You come in here and do your presentation. Let's see what you got. But now let me see what I have here.
Hey, that'd be kind of cool. Open mic, to have people on. When are we gonna get that phone?
I know Zone. I do. I've been trying, guys. I don't know what's going on. I have to get some tech support somewhere because I cannot get the phone system to work. We have a phone number now. We have all that stuff, but yet I can't get the phone number to work. But anyhow, real quick, let's do a little Cascadas love here and show everybody where
the check
Dave
clear, the check clear, the check clear, Will. So let's go the whole show.
It did. When I did a quick check on PayPal, the money's there. So here you go, brother. Are we gonna do the pool one? I'm trying to get one of these here. I
think it's number 9.
Acting up, right? Yeah, Mambo number 9. Bop, bop. Okay. So yeah, this is a train wreck, isn't it? Here we go. Okay, we got the pool one, but the pool one's kind of short, but it is kind of cool. So there you go. There's Cascadas Lodge.
Nice.
They might still have availability for the upcoming Canal Zone reunion. It's walking distance from Amador, guys. So definitely, if you want great place to stay, it's it's a zoning that owns it. Captain Eftimitis owns it, and world class cuisine. They've got a spa there. They've got a pool. You name it. It's all right there, right in the heart of Balboa, man. So check them out if you can, and take a look and find out if they're available for that Canal Zone reunion. They might still have some availability.
I bet that first one that you put, that was pre-wedding. That's when he was a bachelor.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that one on any of his new stuff. Oh, he's gonna love it.
Leaf. We don't want you on open mic night, Leaf. If I have open mic night, I'll tell you it's at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday. Make sure you show up for that, and you'll be first in line, brother. For sure.
And I'll be on the mute button. I know that Leaf.
Yeah, we're gonna have a dump button under like the radio stations do, man. Because our friend Leaf's a loyal listener. Leaf definitely embraces the bar concept here for sure, man.
I don't know that I don't. The Solines. I don't think there's anybody I've known longer than the Solines. Truly, they've been my neighbors since the day I was born. We were like next to each other, and Larry and I were born like 3 weeks apart, or 2 weeks apart, something like that.
Yeah, I chatted with Larry the other day on the phone. It was pretty cool. Yeah, he's right here in Florida, in Tampa as well, in the Bay Area. Yeah. So very cool.
Yeah, that's a nice picture. Where is that?
Exactly. Where is that, guys? It says Balboa Heights, looking west. Okay, that's the governor's residence.
No way. I don't remember that road like that.
And you see, it looks like right behind.
There's the admin building. Yeah, you're right.
The admin. But if you look to the right of the house on the back, right, you see a bunch of water there. That was Albrook. Remember, Albrook was a bunch of swamps and a river. There was no Albrook Air Force Base there. They filled a bunch of that in to create all that stuff. But these are the things that you find in this book, guys. Again, for $3, this is a fantastic book to have.
Pictures are unreal.
Can't go wrong.
So beautiful right there.
Really, really well done. A really cool book.
God. So people wonder, how did you study architecture? Really, it's DNA. My mom's brother's an architect, but truly, look how we grew up with. Look at all that. I remember
it really is.
All that. I remember just thinking, wow, beautiful. Wow, look at this. Wow, look at that.
You took it for granted, These are some ship that and he had several pictures of this. This is the SS Marne. that was burning in Cristobal Harbor. But anyway, whatever. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it's kind of fascinating. And again, this is interesting here. This is La Boca, pre the current day La Boca, okay? Because back then La Boca was for silver employees, and so everybody understands. And Dave went over this one time briefly. Silver and gold employees, there tends to be a racial connotation to that. There tends to be, some controversy there. What it really boiled down to was silver was what they paid any non-U.S. workers. If you were a U.S. worker, you got paid gold. If you were a non-U.S., you got paid silver. Now, the vast majority of non-U.S. workers were from the West Indies. And so therefore, the assumption was that you paid the blacks or the West Indians silver and the white people gold. It wasn't like that at all. It was based on Americans and non-Americans. That was it. But nonetheless,
no, there was a second component that David also. I hate to interrupt.
Eventually, it changed to that, but that was the initial one, and then they started making exceptions like everything else.
It was also so that the silver roll were like the less specialized job. So it was to get you to work harder to move up to a gold.
Correct. They eventually made that an incentive type program.
Incentive, yeah.
Correct. But initially, that's how they differentiated the two. And again, where it started to get that negative connotation was because, again, 95% of the workforce there came from the Caribbean islands, and so
but it wasn't all blacks, because Jaime Massot, the guy that we just talked about, I seen on his stories because his father or his grandfather built the canal as the Spaniards that came over. So there was different. There was different labor groups. It wasn't just West Indies,
Yeah, and so like Dave, it's more complicated than that.
His grandfather, or I thought it was his father, because his father's probably my father's age. His grandfather was on the silver roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
And silver, come on, it's not like it's cheap. It's like it's bronze or copper.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, but Dave will definitely want to straighten that out for us, and I'm sure he's going to probably give us a bit of a dressing down in 2 weeks and be like,
if we don't get it right. I always worry. I got to get my history right with it.
Not as like I am, so don't even
we're
try.
Complicated in that. We figure, but we're bochincheros, David. Jesus.
Exactly. We can't help it, right? We can't help it. We like to try and sound like we're informed. We're not. That's why we bring you on the show, Dave, because we don't know any of this stuff. We just think we do. We like to pretend we do. But and here, listen, we talked about community.
Hey, right off, Dave. We got some great guests tonight, man.
Listen, and all kidding aside, talking about that Facebook posting that I put on, right, about where everybody lived and people throwing their answers in there, but like that post, and I do a lot of these posts every day to promote the show. I go on like 6, 7, 8, 9 Facebook groups, and I post the same thing. And I imagine some people are like, "Damn, dude, how many times you got to post this?" Because I'm sure a lot of people are members of several of these groups, so they see the same posting over and over, and it's just. I know it can seem like it's excessive, but I'm just trying to spread the word as much as I can to get more and more people to tune in, and we get more and more people joining us. So it seems to be working. But that being said, it still feels like we're all spread out, right? It just feels like we're all connected, but at the same time, it's almost like being in a building, but we're all in different floors and different offices, right? Let's get everybody into one place. Let's everybody into Balboa Stadium or something, and get everybody together there. And that's what Thane here. Hello, Thane. Glad to see you on here. That's what he's working on, apart from his Canal Zone documentary, which is what he's very well known for in our Zonian circles now. But all of it is kind of predicated on that community. And we got to get everybody in one place, one community. Still trying to figure out how that's going to work and how to do it.
Community.
Yes. And so we're trying to figure that out. Again, hopefully in a couple of weeks with the website up and running, that may be a conduit for that. This show is certainly a conduit for it. We get a lot of people coming in here on the show from all walks of life. We have a lot more people from the military coming in and doing it. So
yes, we love the military.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is really becoming a big community. But there again, there's a canal zone, there's several Canal Zone pages. There's a Fort Clayton page, there's a Howard Air Force page, there's a Albrook, and again, everybody should have their own communities, and it's fantastic. If you were born and lived in Clayton, you'd hang out with that community as well. But as far as the whole Zonian group goes, right? we have one common gathering place, which is the reunion. We have one common, parent organization, which is the Pan Canal Society, you could almost say. But we need that community that we can all stay involved in and chat, say hello, put different information out there. And a lot of that comes from what Thane's trying to work on here, which is, that community, which is, as he said when he was on our show last month, is the first step in building out that documentary. You got to get everybody together first and start then formulating what the story is going to be like. Because let's face it, the Canal Zone story is a complicated story. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of different directions it can go in. Just like what we talk about here on the show. I could get people to talk about the Canal Zone police. We can get people to talk about, Andrew Eftimitis piloting ships. There was somebody that, Mr. Bradley's been talking to me about, the electric division and the things that they did there. We've had several coaches on and entertainment and all activities for the families was something front and center from day one. I mean, Dave told us about that was a big priority to get families to enjoy that hardship of living in Panama. So, there are a lot of different communities, but I think in order to get our show to really blow up, to get Thane's documentary to explode and do everything that it needs, we have to get that community built here. And that's something that he's certainly doing. He's doing a wonderful job with it. He put some amazing posts out there with a lot. His newsletter is really awesome, great graphics, and he's got that Canal Zone and Thane, go ahead and put it in the chat so I don't mispronounce it. But he's got a lot of Canal Zone memorabilia and shirts and things that he puts out there as well. So I know we have quite a few of our friends here in the audience that also do that kind of stuff. But let's all come together, guys, and build one big community that we can all be a part of here. And look at him, McGee. The best thing was the Corundu bus war. Yeah, you remember that? That was where the buses would either keep going straight to go, like you say, to Diablo, all those places. Yep, at the train tracks there, and the other ones were waiting at the traffic light to turn left to go into Balboa, Ancon, La Boca, Amador. Yep. And the worst part was like the last day of school. I mean, they would even have, it got to the point where I think they had teachers on the buses, man, because we'd be throwing shit at each other on those buses. Yeah, that was amazing. Good memory there, McGee. Very funny.
Oh, McGee, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff there. I live in Texas and I work in Houston area. And if I say I'm from Panama, I many times get all the Panamanians I know are black. So this is very insightful. Thank you. Right on. Listen, that's what we want to do. We want to educate people. Rich, one of the things that we've learned on this show is that we really didn't know a lot about the zone, even though we lived down there and grew up
Is
down
that
there.
Beto Martin? Is Rich Martin Beto Martin?
I'm not sure. If it is, give us a thumbs up.
Let us know, Rich, if you're Beto Martin. Because if you are, I'm going to be so happy to say
now, would that be related to Jaime Martin?
Yeah, it's his bigger brother.
Okay, right on. That would be cool then.
Let us know, Rich, if you're Beto.
But yeah, think about it.
Because we miss you, Beto. We've been talking about you as a Zonian our entire lives, from our football days in El Prado to Rams to absolutely everything we ever did. Beto was with us.
But again, what we've learned is that in the Canal Zone schools, they didn't teach Canal Zone history. So we don't know a lot of this stuff. We're speculating, and we already threw one out there, and right away our historian, non-historian Dave Dahlstrom said, no, I got the story wrong. It's more complicated than that. So we're definitely going to find out. Okay, not related. Right on. Well, we still love you anyway, Rich. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you there. But you're absolutely right. You learned something here. For what it's worth, Rich, the first Friday of every month, Dave Dahlstrom, our historian, non-historian, joins us, and he really is a historian. He claims he's not. That's why I kind of give him that title. But he is an avid reader of all Canal Zone history. He really knows his stuff. He studies it, and he joins us every first Friday of the month and goes over a period of history of the Canal Zone. So make sure you stay tuned. September 6th, he'll be back on for the September episode. And hopefully he'll be on next week with Eftimitis down there in Cascadas to say hello and kind of talk about the upcoming show and all that stuff. So that should be cool. But yeah, so these books here are a lot of what we learn in that history, because again, we didn't get that in the schools in the Canal Zone. I went to Balboa Elementary School. I went to Corundu Junior High, Balboa High School, St. Mary's, Canal Zone College. They didn't teach us anything about the Canal Zone history. We know none of that stuff. We know when the canal opened. We know when that was signed, all that stuff. But that's it. We don't know anything else there. I mean, Ricky, we were talking for a while there early on with Dave, where I always thought that Sosa Hill was a big mound of dirt from digging up the canal.
Yeah.
And he's like, where'd you hear that from? I was like, that's what I always assumed. I think I don't know. I guess I heard that as a kid, but nothing was ever corrected down there because that wasn't part of the curriculum. So you're going to get that curriculum.
Yeah. Whatever story you heard on the street, that was it.
Forget about it, man. That wasn't even close. But now we know every first Friday of the month, you do get a nice historical lesson. And it really is good. David, he is a scholar when it comes to Canal Zone and Panama history. He really knows his stuff. So don't miss it, and make sure you spread the word for other people. Come on and learn about this wonderful life that we had down there, and learn about everything that happened prior to that. So, but let's keep looking through some more of these pictures, because I do have a challenge coming up here. And like I said, we got a really cool prize package that we're going to be giving out here. Love what Jaime. Yes, it's incredible, Thane, what this guy does. Like I said, that colorization there is phenomenal. I mean, that stuff, it looks like it was actually taken in color, and we definitely want to learn more about it. We all do. And down the road, when we get this community built and you start with your documentary, we're obviously going to be available here to help you out where we can. And hopefully we might have some interviews that you can use on your show or on your documentary, but really, really looking forward to that. You've got quite a resume of production that you've done. So, I'm excited to see what you're going to do with this, because you're actually a Zonian, and the documentary we've seen in the past are from people that didn't live there. And so typically the story takes a turn that not very realistic, right? We've heard about tunnels, the canal was a big giant tunnel going through. There was one where they were going to take ships and put them on these rail cars. And can you imagine a giant ship on rail cars going all the way across? Just insanity down there. And so we've got our historian, non-historian that sets the record straight every first Friday. So Ted, what do you got here? William, Ricky, I'm surprised that you didn't have more street cred on El Lado Pacifico. Dude,
well, Ted, that's what happens when you live on the Atlantic side. You don't know what's going on the Pacific side.
You see, and this is what these Atlantic siders do, man. We love the Atlantic side. It's like your little cousin that, hey, can you take your cousin with you? All right, that kind of thing. So, we have love for you guys, but trust me, we had street cred. Ricky, are you kidding me? Ricky had so much street cred, it ain't funny, man. This guy, doors open for him, man. This guy, listen, when your uncle's the president of the country, you got street cred.
Oh, no, way before that. The Royals established themselves early because we had no choice. You had to fight your way through everything.
Abuelito had street cred back in 1903. Are you kidding me? This guy, he ran the show.
Whooped on the Tigers since Little League. Come on.
That's true, though. That is true, and I think that's why we get these kind of things. But we love Ted. He means well. Listen. The Atlantic Siders have an inferiority complex. It's understood. We don't. We love you guys. We think you guys are fantastic, and it's everybody has that that little kid on the block that is like, oh, it's okay. Come on, buddy. You can play with us too. So, but let me see here. Randy,
no, we did lack a little street cred.
No, we think we did. We walk around thinking like we had all the street.
Yeah, we were only because I had, I was smart. I hung out with the older guys like Robert Wood, Tom and Roy Vasquez. So I could be a wise ass all day long. Those boys had my back,
Right. Yeah, no, it was cool. And back then it was, remember, everybody was a little punk. Everybody was a little punk until you got a little older. Next, you were the one and the other ones behind you were little punks, but it's all good. So no, we do have street cred, Ted. I appreciate you pointing that out that we didn't, but we actually did. We'll show you proof of it when we get to our 60s and 70s shows with Dave Dahlstrom. He'll show you. Watch. He'll show you these guys were, we were maleantes. We had our thing there, right? Tony DeLuca, Steve Malia, and Ricky was our driver. Ricky was the only one that drove, so Ricky would drive us around in his silver Fiat.
No, man. I was the bad influence. Don't tell anybody, because you guys were like, what, 9th grade? I was taking you guys to the Causeway, taking you guys to the beach, French Cut. Oh my God.
That's right. Other non-mentionable places, but yeah, it was heck yeah, man. So, if nothing else, at least Ricky had.
I never took you guys to the Blue Goose, did I?
Well, again, remember, there's some stuff that's for the Owl Show for our premium subscribers.
No, you got to pay for that
those stories.
Yeah, that's subscription based.
Yeah, that's not on the free plan here. Okay, that's on the paid membership only that we talk about that one. So, Now, this one here, guys, I'm very curious if anybody can tell me where this is. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move past this one because I'm going to give it away a hint. That one might be on our little contest here. So, but you know what this one is here?
Looks like.
Oh, it says it on the bottom. There's a label on it. Listen, Teresa. Yes, indeed. No doubt, boy. You can make some good money there. Quite the freak show. That's what I've heard. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what I heard. But yeah, that is the clubhouse there back then.
Wow, yeah,
Quite a different clubhouse, right? No Balboa Theater next to it.
Yeah,
I did see a picture somewhere else.
Through like 3 or 4 restorations, man.
Yes, it has. It sure has.
I hate what it looks like now.
And those were
Disgusting.
a big thing. They had clubhouses everywhere. They had clubhouse. They had like 4 or 5 clubhouses in the zone back in the day.
The Tarpon Club.
Was a big
Remember
deal.
we talked about that?
Yeah, for sure. So check this one out.
That's an Atlantic side thing.
This is La Boca. They used to call it La Boca Corozal was the name of it.
Got it.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. So
yeah, because it was a river. Here.
The USAT Mount Vernon. I don't know what USAT means. If Captain Andrew were to jump on, we'd ask him. He's all nautical. He knows that kind of stuff. He knows his boat stuff. There's your homeland right there.
That's El Prado right there. That's my house, actually. That's the house I lived in right there on the left. That's the one. And then Leave Celine's the one right on the right of that. Because Empire Strait goes right across there. You can see it
right in between those.
Yeah. So I actually lived in that on that first, the bottom was the parking. Then there's 2 apartments above. I lived in the first apartment. Right there.
On the first side here? Okay,
yeah, right there.
Cool.
My sister fell out of that window.
Get out.
Some say I pushed her, but I was like 2. I don't remember pushing her, but yeah, she fell out of that window. Day of her birthday, man. Nothing happened to her, thank God.
Wow, right on. And look how small the Royal Palms are.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So again, guys,
I doubt I pushed her. That's just my mom.
Of
yeah,
course.
Ricky pushed her for sure. What else would he do?
Well, I got you to behave for about a week or 2, man. You felt bad. Listen, our Panamanian mothers could guilt trip like nobody's business. There's no doubt that they were Catholic, man, because they would guilt trip you like nobody in the world, man. Are you kidding me? You feel bad for things you did when you were 5 years old. I still feel bad for things I did when I was 5 years old after my mom threw the guilt.
And that tactic worked, man.
Yep.
So what do we have here? Looks like Gaillard.
Yeah, and this is the SS Heffron, a very famous ship to somebody.
Oh, Cucaracha. I've heard of Dave talk about that.
So look, there's Sosa Hill. Okay, this is looking at it from the West Bank. You can see the admin in the background there. There's Balboa Elementary. You get Corey Heights.
That's before they cored it.
Yeah, you can see it actually.
Look at that big hump on the left. That hump doesn't exist on the left.
They took that whole thing down, didn't they?
Yeah, that whole hump on the left is not even there. That's where Gorgas Hospital would be, right? Holy cow! Right. Did they take that tail down?
Yeah, you ain't kidding, man. That wow.
Well, they built the locks out of that stuff.
Maybe, yeah. If you're old, go down to El Prado and see the palms that they planted in 1970 right next to the old palm. Yeah, that's what I heard. That they had replanted a bunch of them. I guess 100 years is about their lifespan then, huh? Interesting.
Royal palms, so they're the majestic.
They are, for sure.
Yeah, they're like the redwoods of Panama.
There you go. The General William Graham. It's a mine layer. Right on. Look at these guys. Heck yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to move on for those because I don't want to give that one away. That's another one that's on the show or on that trivia. So let's go ahead and do that right now then. Let's switch gears here real quick. So here's what we're going to do, guys. Okay. Again, this is for a collection of items. We're going to have a really cool hat from Balboa Trading Company. It's got the Panama Canal Zone, the Canal Zone seal patch on it. Really, really cool hat. It's a gray color, so it's very neutral. Go with anything. Balboa Yacht Club, Happy Out to Balboa Yacht Club keychain, a Happy Out to Balboa Yacht Club decal. And these are waterproof, sunproof decals. They won't fade. Throw it on your car. There's also a seal of the Canal Zone decal. You can put it on the back of your car, and they're only 2.5 inches, so they're not obnoxious, but they look good. It's a cool look. I always love seeing those. Here in Florida, you see a lot of them when you're out on the highway somewhere. Every so often, you'll see either a Pan Canal Society tag or a seal of the Canal Zone sticker somewhere. So yeah, be able to showcase yourself, the proud Zonian out there. But let's do this, guys. So we're gonna do a little quiz here, okay? And here's what's gonna happen. So grab a piece of paper if you can. and you're going to go and see a couple of images. They're not going to last very long. Only going to have about 5 or 6 seconds. So try and identify what you think you're seeing there. Write them down on this piece of paper. And the reason you're going to write it down is because when we get done, at the end of the video there's a hashtag. And for us older Zonians that don't know, a hashtag is the pound sign. Okay. You're going to put a hashtag on there. It's the hashtag to one of our sponsors, one of our very generous sponsors. You're going to put that. And then right after that, you're going to write the 4 answers. Okay. In one message and hit send. Okay. So that everybody sees it on here. And we have a program that we are able to run that's going to pick a winner out of all those. But if you don't send it with that hashtag, it's not going to pick you out. It's going to pick all the messages that have the hashtag, and it's going to pick a winner out of there. So let's see if y'all can figure this one out here real quick, guys. Here we go. Pay attention, guys, because they're not going to last long. That was on the pictures. Hang on. I'll even be nice and pause it for just a moment so you get a good look at this. What town are we looking at here? Okay, this is a Zonian town from back in the day. Write it on a piece of paper. Don't throw it in the chat yet. Write it on a piece of paper because we're going to have him send all the answers in at one time with this hashtag. So pay attention. Here goes the next one. All right, this is a freebie, right? Because we already went over this one. But what building
Mulligan.
is this? Okay, this is a Mulligan, exactly. All right, and check out Sosa Hill in the background with all those damn trees on it. I hate Sosa Hill like that. I think it's got to be all the grass and no trees, man. But
Baldy.
All right, so here's number 2. Here comes number 3 then. Okay, what division worked here in this building? Pay attention to where this was. It looks familiar.
I know that one. I know the good story of that one.
Interesting. We'll have to hear that. But write that one down again. Write it on a piece of paper.
Another one. Oh, I know where that is.
See it? I wasn't going to give it this much time, but I'm going to be nice and give everybody a little extra time here. But write it down, and then again, we'll put these all behind the hashtag here in just a moment. All right, what are we looking at here? Okay, what is this place we're looking at here? Again, write it down. Don't throw it in the chat. Get it on your piece of paper. Get ready to write it down here, and then we're gonna go ahead and get and find out who the winner is.
Ah, that's interesting. If that's Sosa Hill, that looks like Norman. Yeah. Iconic picture.
All right, the iconic picture. Looks like there's something else carved into it, the background there. So that's the hashtag, Willie. Guys. Come Fish Panama. Okay, hashtag Come Fish Panama. Put that in the chat, and then right behind that in the same chat, throw the answers that you wrote on your piece of paper. We're going to go over these here and see if you guys got it right, and then we're going to pick a winner. You don't have to be right on the answers. Just participate, and then you'll be in that drawing. Again, we're giving out a really cool hat, a keychain, some really cool Canal Zone decals. So there we go. Look at you. Right on, McGee. He threw 2 hashtags on it. Hope it works. You may want to resend it, McGee, just in case with the 1 hashtag, but that's what we're looking for right there. So he's saying Balboa Clubhouse. That was the Mulligan, of course. Housing and Balboa Stadium. I'm not going to say if those are the right answers or not, but that's what he's throwing out there. We're going to figure it out if he's right. One of them, we should hope that he's right because we gave it away earlier. That was the Mulligan, if you were paying attention. All right. Evangeline says, all right. But Evangeline, do me a favor. Retype it in there. Put hashtag Come Fish Panama because the program's going to look for that hashtag to pick a winner. So hashtag Come Fish Panama and then put the names of the rest of the answers like you had there. So she's saying Gatun, the Balboa Clubhouse. No idea. Port Captains. Okay, right on. And a view from Sosa Hill. There was a view from Sosa Hill, that's for sure. But yeah, if you don't mind, again, like McGee had it there, but only 1 hashtag. You don't need the 2 hashtags. I'll throw it in real quick so we can kind of see what we're looking for here.
I know, everybody. Thanks for participating. I'm thinking, Willie, no one's going to participate, man. What is And everybody, we got a lot of people. Right on.
Yep.
Hola, Ralphie.
So there's the hashtags, guys. And for the Facebook people out there, Come Fish Panama. If you're on YouTube, Come Fish Panama. Okay, Rich, there you go. And what are your answers, Rich? Throw some answers in there as well. What do you think these places are? No spaces, Pat. All one word, a hashtag, Come Fish Panama. And throw some answers in there, guys. What do y'all think of these answers here? Let's drop back a little bit on these, and I'll give you guys a little assistance there, right? It's first one there. What town was this? Okay. Second one, that was a freebie. We've already heard that answer a couple of times on here. What division worked here? There was a division of the Canal Zone that worked here. Okay. We had McGee through in it. It was housing. All right. Let's see what Dave says. Pedro Miguel, Balboa Clubhouse, Ad Measures Building, and Future Balboa Stadium. Okay. What's Gia got here? Come Fish Panama, Balboa Clubhouse. All right. So Gia, type it in there again. Separate the Come Fish Panama from the rest of the answer, because otherwise that makes it one gigantic hashtag. We just want the hashtag Come Fish Panama. That's what the program's going to pick up. So again, Evangeline, if you don't mind, Come Fish Panama is all one word, and then put all your answers afterwards. But you're putting on there Gatun, personnel, port captain's view from the admin. Okay, interesting answer there. A couple more, guys. We got maybe another. What are we looking time-wise here? We got another couple minutes. We're good. Left out the Balboa Club. That was a free one. Evangeline, how do you leave that one out? That's the free one. Come on. We're giving you the mulligan there. Don't leave that one out. All right. Let's see here. A couple more, guys. Get them in here. I know that we got about an 8-second delay, so try and get them in here so we can go ahead and run this contest. Batwin Come Fish Panama is out La Boca. Okay. So he's thinking that's La Boca there, huh? Okay. So we'll see. We're going to see if that's it. And where is, okay, there it is. Okay, now. What do we got? McGee said that building was also used for port captain. My mom worked there. Okay. Rich Martin thinks Gamboa, Balboa Clubhouse, contractors, housing. Okay. Interesting. What else we got? Need a secretary. Yeah, right. We all need a secretary, no doubt. Yeah, Doom Balboa, personnel, captains, building. Okay, leave. Couple more, guys. We got about 2 minutes left. Gia, Balboa Clubhouse, furniture, future stadium. Okay.
That's what I thought. Furniture too, man. The furniture store. Yeah, the houseware store. That's where we could buy our albums.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
So we right? They're right? Well, who's right? Who's got it?
Well, we're going to go over here in just a moment. We got about another 30 seconds, and then we're going to have to start compiling these real quick. But let's see what everybody has here. Remember, guys, Come Fish Panama, and then throw in your comments on what you think the answers were to the questions here. And then we're going to go over them here in just a moment. We got a couple of entries here. Let's get a couple
I remember
more.
The ice building. Yeah, that was cool. You would drive up. They would just throw a big chunk of block of ice.
Right across from the dang Toy Story. That's right.
God, I love that toy store. Boy, I was there all the time, man.
It sure was. And then they would do the one in Diablo for Christmas time. They would fill that place up. Very cool. All right. So let's go ahead and let me see how we're going to do this. Bear with me. Okay. So we'll stop sharing this screen, and we're we're gonna go ahead and draw. Got ready, guys. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here.
Ciao, Willie.
Yeah, Payne. Vaya
All right,
campeón.
yeah.
All right.
You got all right. Cool.
Woo-hoo. There's
Willie,
our winner.
man, impressive.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you work hard on this, Will. God,
I do. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a
I'm
lot
lucky.
of fun.
I just show up on Fridays. You do all the work.
Like a Panameño, man, just show up to get a, what do they call it? What's the term for the people that never actually show up to work and they get paid?
Botella. I'm a big
Botella. Ricky Botella.
Guys, Willie does all this, guys. Willie puts all this together as everything, man. Right on, Willie.
All right, Gia, fantastic. Do me a favor, Gia, send me a message with your info. I'll get that stuff out to you for sure, man. So let's find out what the answers were, okay? Let's turn the music off or turn it down for a bit. So let's back up to the beginning here, okay? First picture, what place was this? This, my friends, was Pedro Miguel. That road you see coming there is between Miraflores and Pedro Miguel. That was that long straight there. And then as you got down to the bottom is where you make that left turn. You go kind of up the little thing there and make that sharp right. It was like an S turn. And then you start heading towards Paraiso Hill. So that's Pedro Miguel, 1920. All right, so we did get a couple of right answers on that one. Well done, guys. I thought Gamboa first as well when I first saw it. First thing I thought it was Gamboa, but then you realize that's not a bridge. This one was the Mulligan, of course, the Balboa Clubhouse. We had gone over that previously. So hopefully everybody got that one. That was an easy one. This one here, what division was that? So what did we get here? We had a couple of different housewares, the furniture, the captains, this and that. I always assumed and knew that place as the electrical division. Did they work there?
No.
Was it house?
Electrical?
And because look at
I remember it was warehouse and stuff like that, furniture and stuff like that.
Well, but I don't know if that was all that stuff in the 1920s, perhaps.
Yeah, like that building there. That had to be something else there.
Well, that's what we're talking about, Webao. What division worked in this building here? Look on the end of the building there. They look like spools there on the end, don't they? Like for cable and stuff and for
I know. That, you know what? Inside of Sosa Hill, it's hollow. And you know what's inside there? Chillers, boilers, all that stuff.
Yeah, but not in that building. That's in the thing next to it, next to the Sosa
Hill. So I bet
you
that has something to do with that. Either pumping it, either a mechanical engineers were working out of there, that kind of stuff. You know, the hydroelectric engineer, those guys. I bet.
Look at that, Gia. Dave was over at your house there. Right on. Very cool. So, Dave, any chance you can clarify this for us? Yeah, but it's right next to Sosa Hill. Exactly right, Leaf. That's exactly where that is, right next to Sosa Hill. And right next to that then was Balboa Theater and then the clubhouse. And across the street from that was the toy store and then the commissary.
Yeah, I think the electrical department was the building next to that on the corner with La Boca Road and Balboa Road.
Could be. So we're going to definitely get some clarification on that. That's one that we will look up. We'll have the answer for you next week. That will give you guys some homework. Make sure you come back and let us know what you found out. We're going to go through Edith Crouch, go through her book because it'll certainly show us all that there. So we'll get some clarification on this. But again, guys, really, really cool pictures in this book. It's from Jaime Massot, the Panama Canal 100 years ago. Check it out. It's available on Amazon, $9 or $19 for a paperback, $3 for the online version. Very affordable, guys. And even if you don't have a Kindle, you can look at it online. Go online and type in Kindle Viewer, and you can download it for free, install it, and you can watch it. You know, I've got it right here. This is on that Kindle Viewer that I'm showing you guys these pictures here. So check that out if you can. But, you know, that's that was kind of, you know, where we're at with that. That was a lot of fun to
Willie.
Share
good
that.
job, man. I loved it.
That was really cool. I certainly enjoyed that.
Yeah, let's definitely play that game when we're on solo.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, Mr. Will, we're hitting the 2-hour mark. We didn't even do the spillway.
We didn't even get to it, did we?
I love this show, Willie, man. Great job, my friend. I appreciate it, man. You're a great partner to work with, man.
This is a lot of fun. It really is.
Yeah,
and
this
to
is
me,
one
what
of the
makes
more
it the
fun
most
shows.
fun is all of you guys out there. Evangeline,
Oh, you guys,
to hear
thanks,
from you
thanks.
guys. You know, we love talking to you guys out there, throwing in your comments. Johnny McGee, Leaf Solene, appreciate you coming on.
Leaf, we
Dave,
love you to
of course,
death. Ralphie,
you
we
know,
love you to death.
Even when Dave's not on duty, he's still calling and talking
Cossack,
to us. So
we love her to
all that
death.
stuff. Yes, Laura,
All
for
you
sure.
guys, all the new guys too. Mr. Martin, thank you for coming on.
Pat, appreciate you coming on as
David,
well. Rich
everybody.
Martin, for sure.
Kelly.
A lot of fun seeing everybody on there. Ralph, Kelly, yep.
Miss
Joni,
Thompson.
great job. So,
Oh my
anyhow,
God,
listen,
what a
guys.
great show.
Next
You guys-
week, we're gonna getting into football season. Which, by the way, tomorrow the Knowles and Georgia Tech from Dublin, Ireland, early in the morning. But next week we're gonna start talking some football. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna get some Rams shows, Albrook Jets shows, Balboa High School shows. We got Coach Jim Sweeney's going to join us. He is a wealth of sports information, so looking forward to that. But anyhow, thanks again, everybody. Appreciate you guys joining us. Have a great weekend. Ricky, take us out of here, man.
Hey guys, thanks once again. Over 140 comments. Beautiful. Thank you for joining us, guys. We love you very, very much. And thank you.